that says control there. Played well this year, but both are very young. Mcintosh comes in 3 and 10. Whitewater comes in 4 and 12. So not sure what we're going to see out of this game.
Hey, look at Brooke.
Ladies and gentlemen,
we're not very good at those are the type of games you might see a little more action.
Oh, yes, I can.
And now, the starting line for the Lady Ball.
Dictate how the
number 0, Leah Smith.
There's other teams that still be open.
Number 1, Kennedy Powell. Number 12, Marissa Griffin. Number 20, Oya King. Number 23, Soleil Canary. This match are coached by Coach Scott Moody, Coach Kenny Solomon, Coach David Conley, and Coach Keisha Fowler.
Oh, yeah, we kind of had fun with it. We didn't see that very much. There's
and now,
Whitewater's
time to meet your team. Number 4, Madison Howard. Number 10, Ella Dusha. Number 24, Dara Vaughn. Number 30, Olivia Hinder. Number 21, Joy Stevens. And they keep coached by Coach Bartay, Coach Club Anderson, and Coach
Whitewater's they ran for this. They just got keep on running, so I'll keep on running. I'm not here. Stolen by Mcintosh off to home. Here's a jumper. Controlled by Lewis Smith. The one put outside the Henry to get the
And we have a jump ball.
A little better. I can't see the Zoom thing.
Shut. From the camera, it says, and I got deathly quiet, and for about a second, it got deathly quiet over there. My grant is that.
tension on it to make it work. Kind of like playing through stuff. Hey, don't let me forget there's a new opportunity for you. I need to tell you about.
I couldn't see what it was.
Yeah, that's good, right?
No.
This time out. There was a foul on Mcintosh. Out and whoops, almost had the backcourt violation. Shot no good, and going for the board is going to be Cloud. Will put it up. Miss it. Getting control is going to be on for Mcintosh. Does it go to that right side. That's impressive.
And Stuart, I just said this, but if you're Charity Cloud, you have to get going for your team.
Well, we're going to get some steps there from Becca Roby. And 6:39 to go, and a 2-point lead for Mcintosh. Getting it is Kiev. She goes right side to Cherry, feeds it off to Cloud. Cloud gets it off to Kiev. Or rather, I'm looking at the wrong number. I'm sorry, it's Nivian Miller. Gets it outside to Charity Cloud, who tries to set something up. And Cloud took some steps. And Mcintosh good ball, 6:10 to go. Mcintosh inbound. Dozier to Vaughn. He'll dribble to her left. Get some pressure. She's like a crowd. Miller's right on top of her, but managed to get it off to Bevins. And we're going to get a timeout, a 30 called by the coaching brain trust of Mcintosh.
And Stuart, I think that was a good timeout. You know, sometimes there's the debate on whether or not a timeout is good, but I think that was necessary because it really didn't seem like much was going to happen with that play in particular.
Yeah, she had pressure on her and was beginning to panic. And when you do that, bad things happen.
Right.
So we almost had a bad thing happen. We have about 5:54 left in the second quarter, and Mcintosh hasn't gotten on the board yet. Whitewater did get a 3, and that was for Nivea Miller. So right now it's 10 to 8. As the ball comes in, getting it is Tori Bevins. She'll dribble left to right. Feeds it off to Courtney Grant. He Gets it to Howard. Underneath, no good. And fight for the ball is controlled by Miller for Whitewater.
And if you're Madison Howard, you have to hit those shots. Yeah, I think that's the second possession that I've seen where she's been wide open in the paint and she hasn't been able to get those easy layups.
Well, Chenery put up a shot that was no good. Howard had the rebound, but they called her for steps when she pulled out, and you got to be a little bit smarter with the ball. As Whitewater will inbound, get it out to Chenery. I've seen Chenery a couple of times, and she's not afraid to take a three-point shot. So we'll probably, whether she hits them is another story, but she hit 3 against Sandy Creek early in the year. Right side, Miller gets to Cloud. Cloud looks back to Miller, gets to her.
It's like they're playing hot potatoes to it.
Really? Oh, Cloud almost traveled there. Ball's going to be picked off by Vaughn for Mcintosh. Feeds it, ouch. Feeds it off to Bevins, who had the ball knocked away into the seats, and it'll still be Mcintosh ball. And Olivia Henders will come in. Howard will get a brief rest. She's done some good things, but there's also been some bad. Henders tries a shot, flicks it up, no good. That's one thing these girls, younger girls will need to learn going down the stretch is when to shoot, how to shoot, and as long as out of bounds. It's just that inexperiencing will hurt you.
Absolutely. Shot selection is key. Knowing when to take it and when not.
And Whitewater's getting nailed with their fourth foul. Well, Mcintosh rather. Doozer will get nailed with her first, and it's Mcintosh fourth. First shot for Cloud is no good.
Stuart, I also said this on Friday night. A lot of times it's the free throws that come back to haunt you. You look at this, it's a 10-8 game. We can't predict what will happen in the second half, but if it goes down to the wire and it's a 1-2 point game, you think about, oh, what about the free throws if I hit the free throws?
And there's another one. Cloud misses the second. So that's it, but Whitewater does get the rebound off to Leah Smith underneath. And credit Ella Chance for being very aggressive under there for the Lady Cats. She got fouled on that rebound, and she's going to get a shot at a pair as foul's called on Troy Bevins, her first, team's fifth.
And Mcintosh will have to watch those fouls, especially heading into the second half. You don't want to get into foul trouble and keep sending them to the line.
Chance hits the free throw. It's 10-9. She has a chance to tie the game up. Puts it up, and she does. So we're tied. A couple of things we're hopping on this, the free throws. She hits 2, and we're tied at 10. 4:27 remaining. As Doozer will try to get it up. Coach does. Smith on her, puts it up, and they reclaim the lead in a matter of moments. Matter of seconds, rather. That's 4 points for Doozer. 10, Mcintosh on top. Cloud tries a deep 3. No good, and Bevins gets the rebound. Fades off to Vaughn. Across midcourt, and she's passing 3 bodies and lays it home. And it's 14-10.
I think that's a good timeout for Whitewater because that's back-to-back possessions where they allowed easy points in the paint, Stuart.
Well, we're going to have a 20 there, 3:56 remaining in the second. And Coach Huey is going to take a 30 there. It is 14-10 with 3:56 remaining. And both teams, as we have said a couple of times, have shown some promising moments and then some moments that haven't been as promising. Don't forget the boys will be getting together after this one. Should be a good battle between the Wildcats and the Chiefs. Whitewater's going to come in third in the region while Mcintosh will be in fourth. Whitewater lost to Fayette County on Friday and was supposed to play Riverdale on Saturday, but the weather was bad and they had to call the game off, so they're going to replay that later in the year. Whitewater has it. Cloud gets it to her left side and feeds it off to Carissa Griffin. Griffin goes back to Cloud on the left side.
She's going to try to drive on a couple of Mcintosh defenders, and that was no good. It was knocked away by Olivia Henders. Lobie comes up court. She'll go left wing to Bella Duzer. Bounce pass to Henders. Turnaround jumper. No good. Rebound. It's going to be Whitewater off the Cloud.
And
right side.
Stuart, Whitewater has got to do a better job at getting back on defense a little bit faster.
Yeah, we've seen it a couple of times where they have sped up court. Mcintosh has. And all of a sudden you look up for layup and there we see a replay of a shot by Whitewater. Yeah, if you're going to do something like that with 3 people on, you need to at least draw a foul, and that's what happened here. As Vaughn picks up her second, and team 6. And the first free throw is good. And once she turns around, we'll be able to get a number. Okay, number 3. This is Michaela Kiev. She hit the first. She has a long ponytail, and we couldn't see the number. Second one up, off the back of the rim, no good. Rebound. Ooh, and we're going to have a foul the other way as Grant was fouled on the rebound.
There have been some pretty hard fouls tonight, Stuart.
And then you see, we're looking at a replay, and she had one splat boom. Non-shooting foul, so Mcintosh will inbound. Duzier gets it, takes it off to Bevins. A little bit of pressure, not a lot. She gets it, throws it over Madison Howard's head, controlled by Whitewater. Cloud has it to the right side, lays it up, no good. Rebound was shot no good, rebound by Mcintosh.
Stuart, like you just said, there have been good possessions and there have been not so good possessions.
And we're going to get a foul, blocking foul on Whitewater, and it's going to go on Sadie Gornig. No, correction. They're going to hit Kaylee Bryant with the first. Her first and team 6. Get it off to Henders for Mcintosh, no good. Howard knocks it away as Bryant had it for a moment. Trying for a shot, no good by Griffin. Bryant sticks it back up. She'll get fouled and have a chance for 2 on that one, and the foul is going to be nailed on Olivia Henders, her second, and the team's 7th. Dribbles and takes a look, and once again we got deathly silence. Whoops.
You can tell she has her routine, Stuart.
That was an unusual release. It looked like it kind of left her hands before she really brought her arms up. She's going to try again.
Stuart, I counted about 10 dribbles.
8.
8?
That got you a lot. She got a lot. She hits the second one, though. Well, she splits the free throws and makes it 14-12. She dribbled seemed like a forever.
It's like the average from what I've seen, maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 dribbles.
But she just dribble.
You said you counted 8?
No, I counted more. It was more than that. I believe she was at least 10. Well, Mcintosh is going to inbound. Duzier will give it off to somebody. Hits Grant outside. She almost threw it away, but Bevins got up to get it. She dribbles out. We've got 2 minutes to go in the first half. She goes to that right side to Duzier. Duzier to Grant underneath. Tries to jump her off the back of the arm. Grant to rebound for Mcintosh. She gets it off to Chinnery. Chinnery dribbles right. Gets it outside to Cloud. Cloud will try a shot. No good. Rebound Grant for Mcintosh.
And Stuart, Cloud hasn't been able to find her shot tonight.
And she's put up, for the most part, intelligent shots, but they're just not going in. Or she misses the mark by a lot more than you would think. There we go. Howard has it outside for Mcintosh. They lead by 2. She's going to lay it up. Nobody defended it at all as she hits the basket in 16-12 with 75 seconds to go.
Absolutely nobody defended that, Stewart. That was way too easy.
So if I'm head coach Rashad Yahi, I'm telling my Lady Wildcats, look, we need to work on the defense a little bit. Try for three is no good by Cloud. It went on the other side of the rim. Rebound Mcintosh.
And Stewart, it's a difficult situation to be in, when, especially being the point guard of the team, but when your shot is not falling, they say keep shooting until it falls, but you have to also try to find other ways to impact the game.
Exactly. You know, don't make the turnovers, of course. Make good passes, play good defense, whatever you can do. Ball's almost knocked away. Cloud gets it, flicks it up. Drew a foul. I don't think she was trying to draw a foul. I think she just was shooting it up and hoped.
No, she wanted to go straight. She was coming here and she offered to try.
So here we go. Try for two for Charity Cloud. And after 3.5 dribbles, she misses the first. So for Whitewater's 4-9 at the line, as Asia Powell, a senior, comes in. Second shot for Cloud does go in, and she has 4 and 16-13 with 32.5 seconds to go. We go to that left side for Welby. Leads it off to Bevins, and they got it for steps with just under 22 seconds remaining.
And Stewart, it's been a relatively quiet night for Becca Loby as well.
Outside of that three-pointer she had at the end of the first period, that's been it. She came off the bench, and we haven't heard much out of her as Cloud will try a three, and the form won there on that one, JL.
Stewart, you don't ever want to tell a player stop shooting, but I think there's better shots out there, even if it's her teammates taking those shots.
Because her form has just been off. We're looking at nails the ball, goes out of bounds. First shot is no good, and we're going to be halftime. Well, Mcintosh only scored 6 points, but they managed to hold Whitewater to 8 and takes a 16-13 lead into the locker room. So, JL, what do you think? This could be a little better at some spots, but in a couple other spots,
I would agree, Stewart. I just think the offense has got to be better on both sides, but like you mentioned coming into this game, it's both teams are low scoring, have low scoring offense. I think they're just going to have to find a way to have a better shot selection as well.
So we are at the half now. Your score, Mcintosh 16, Whitewater 13. We'll be back in a moment.
We all know nothing goes with sports like hot wings, and nobody does hot wings in Fayette and Coweta County like HJ Wings and Things in Tyrone, Peachtree City, and now brand spanking new location down in Sonoa. Come by and see them for all those hot wings you love, the flavors you want, and all those things that are also wonderful. You name it, they've got it across the board, and they have great facilities and a staff who will take care of you second to none. In Georgia, we love outdoor living, and we spend thousands of dollars building decks and swimming pools. But sometimes it's simply too hot outside to be in the direct sun. You may have even thought about spending thousands of dollars to build a permanent roof structure over whatever beautiful outdoor structure you have. But what if you could harness the power of the sun? You could control when you had shade, when you had sun, keep the rain out when you don't want it. Well, the fine folks over at Georgia Shade Solutions can help you do exactly that. With their motorized louvered roof systems, harness the power of the sun. Control how much shade or how much sun you get with the push of a button. And oh yeah, the rain out when you don't want it. Look them up on the web at georgia-shade-solutions.com or give them a call at 678-723-3664. That's 678-723-3664. So maybe it's time for that honey-do list, spring cleaning. Got some projects around the house you need to get taken care of, knocked out. So maybe you need, I don't know, some screws, nails, a little sheetrock touch-up. Who knows what project you've got going on around the house. Two things you want to get done. Get it done right. That keeps mama happy. makes their lives better. Or two, get it done quickly. Big part of getting it done quickly is not spending 2 hours at the big box store trying to find what you need. No better place to go than Complete Hardware. It's complete? Yeah, it is complete. They can give you advice, they can point you in the right direction, and they're going to have the things you need to complete that project you got going on. So when it's time to knock out the honey-do list, finish that project, not spend all day doing it, Complete Hardware. Tyrone, Georgia, convenient and always there with a helping hand.
And welcome back to Mcintosh High School. We're halftime of the girls' game. Mcintosh leading 16-13 at the half. We got a good game going on here. And I believe it was a 5-point Whitewater win the first time these two got together. James O'Brien with you. We will check your region standings from around the state as we have about 2 weeks left in the regular season. First week of February will be the region playoffs and region tournament. So we'll start out with, if I get hang in there with my cough. We'll start out, of course, we'll look at the girls here first. And we will start out with Region 3-5A, which is the one you're at this evening with Mcintosh and Whitewater. Both of them coming in with 1 win in region play. It's the Stars Mill Lady Panthers 5-0 in region play, followed by Griffin at 5-1. Fayette County at 4-2, Jonesboro at 3-2, Whitewater at 1-4, Mcintosh 1-5, Riverdale 0-5 in region play. Jumping over to Henry County and looking at region 4-5A, it is Eagles Landing with a perfect 8-0 record, followed by Woodland of Stockbridge at 6-1, Jones County at 8-2, Dutchtown 7-4, Union Grove 4-5, Stockbridge at 1-7, and Locust Grove and Ola both at 1-8. As we continue to run down those standings, now let's jump back up and look at region number 2 in 7A. Westlake Girls along with Pebblebrook both sitting at 3-0, followed by Campbell Fairburn 4-1, East Coweta 2-3, Wheeler 1-5, and Noonan sitting at 0-4 in region play. In region 3-7A, it's North Paulding and North Cobb sitting at 3-1. McEachern comes in at 2-1. Marietta 2-2. Hill Grove 1-3. Kennesaw Mountain at 0-3. Moving on to classification 6, and we'll jump right in with region 4. 6A, it's Lovejoy 11-0 on the season in region play, followed by Forest Park at 9-1. Stevenson 8-3. Mount Zion of Jonesboro 7-3. ML King comes in at 5-6. Mundy's Mill 4-6. Drew 2-9. Tucker 1-9. Morrow 0-10 in region play. Region 5, 6A, it's Hughes at 9-1, followed by Alexander at 9-2. Tri-Cities at 8-2. Douglas County 6-3. New Manchester 5-5. Northgate 5-6. Creekside 3-7. Mays comes in at 1-10, and South Paulding looking for their first win on the season in region play. Moving on to region 6. 6A, it's Harrison at 9-1. River Ridge 9-2. Sequoia comes in at 7-3. Sprayberry 6-4. South Cobb 6-5. Creekview 5-5. Osborne and Dalton both at 2-8. Altoona winless in region play thus far. Moving on to classification 5A, we already looked at region 3 and region 4. Jumping over and to region 6, it's Riverwood at 7-1. Lithia Springs comes in at 6-2. Jackson, Atlanta 5-2. Grady 4-2. Decatur 4-4. Banneker 2-5. Carver of Atlanta 1-6. North Springs 0-7 in region play. Looking at it, region 7, it is Kell 9-0, followed by Rome 8-1, Carrollton 8-3, Villa Rica 7-3, Cass 5-6, East Paulding, Hiram comes in at 4-5, East Paulding 3-8, Woodland of Cartersville is 1-8 in region play. Moving on to region 4, Quad A, it's Woodward at 8-0, Luella 7-2, McDonough 6-3, Eastside 5-3. North Clayton comes in at 4-4. Druid Hills 2-7. Salem 1-6. And Hampton 0-8 on the season so far in region play. Looking at Region 5, Quad A, Central Carroll 4-0, Troup County 3-0, Sandy Creek 3-1, Cedartown 2-1, Chapel Hill 1-3, Cartersville 1-4. LaGrange looking for their first win of the season in region play. And fast forwarding down to AA, we'll check in on region 5 AA. Lamar County and Heard County sit at 5-1 along with Bremen. Callaway 3-3. Spencer comes in at 2-4. Temple 1-5. Jordan 0-6. Region 6 AA. Douglas of Atlanta is 8-0. Hapeville Charter 6-2. Thurl 6-2. South Atlanta 5-3. Kip Atlanta 3-4. Washington 1-5. McNair 1-6. Coretta Scott King comes in at 0-8 on the season thus far. And jumping all the way down to region 5 single A. If I can get that to come up. It is Wesleyan and Green Forest Christian at 3-0, Holy Innocents 2-0, Eagles Landing Christian and Trinity both sitting at 1-0 in region play. Atlanta International 3-1, Galway 2-1, Elite Scholars 2-1. And we'll take another quick break and come back with the second half of the ladies game here from Mcintosh High School in just one moment.
In Georgia, we love outdoor living and we spend thousands of dollars building decks and swimming pools, but sometimes it's simply too hot outside to be in the direct sun. You may have even thought about spending thousands of dollars to build a permanent roof structure over whatever beautiful outdoor structure you have. But what if you could harness the power of the sun? You could control when you had shade, when you had sun, keep the rain out when you don't want it. Well, the fine folks over at Georgia Shade Solutions can help you do exactly that. With their motorized louvered roof systems, harness the power of the sun. Control how much shade or how much sun you get with the push of a button. And oh yeah, the rain out when you don't want it. Look them up on the web at georgia-shade-solutions.com or give them a call at 678-723-3664. That's 678-723-3664.
And we're about ready to start the second half here at Mcintosh High School. The score is Mcintosh 16, Whitewater 13. Jail, we saw a little of the good, bad, and ugly.
We certainly did,
teams.
Stuart. So, Stuart, what would you think was the message to both teams during this half?
Well, on Whitewater, I'm thinking head coach Rashad Muri has told his troops to play a little bit better on defense. That's one area that has hurt them. They've lucked out that Mcintosh has missed shots, but they're still not getting back quick enough. That's the big thing for me. And make some free throws also. Mcintosh will get it as we start the third quarter. Right side is Bevins, who will go cross court to Duzier. She hit the three right off the bat, and she's got a 7-point game working. And it's with 7:39, 19-13.
Stuart, I immediately noticed the pace change. That was a quick shot. They weren't shooting that fast in the first half.
No, there was a lot more setup than quickly getting rid of the ball. And Vaughn goes to her left and gets it back outside to Bevins. Smith is on her. And hit the right side to Doozer. And we're going to go the other way on a foul called against Doozer. It's going to be her second in the first of the half. And also, when you're doing a halftime score of the individual players, you look for some decent numbers, and we didn't get it. Three people had 4 points. As Carissa Griffin comes out, and she'll feed left side to Clown, puts it up, no good, and rebound Howard.
Stuart, that was one of the things we talked about in the first half was Charity Cloud doing a better job of decision making. You're the point guard, so the offense goes through you. You have to decide that.
And she's just made a big blunder there. She commits a foul. And the basket is good for Bella Duzier. She has 9 in the game, as we look up. She compounded her boo-boos, more or less. As Duzier will look for the free throw. It bounced in, and 6 points already in the span of 90 seconds. And it's 22-19 Mcintosh. And it's going to be stolen by Bevins. Gets it off to Howard. Howard bounce pass to Vaughn, who banks it in. And I'm expecting a 30 to be called any moment. But
I was just going to say the same thing to it.
Coach Neely is standing up, but he's not called it yet. As a jumper by Griffin is no good. Howard gets the board. He gives it off to Vaughn. That's one thing that Howard has done well. As a try for 3 is no good. She's got a decent number of rebounds tonight. I'm not sure how many, but every time you saw a rebound from Mcintosh, number 4 has been under the basket. And she just knocks one away. But she's been under the board most of the night. And as we see on the replay, it was like, no, I don't think so. Inbound to Chillery. Will drive. Get the back of the iron, no good. Knocked away. It'll be back on the ball.
And what we're seeing out of her, Stewart, in the first half, she was a little more hesitant, but now she's taking those shots. But like you mentioned earlier, sometimes they go in and sometimes they don't.
Yep. And here we go with Tori Bevins dribbling up court on the right side. Ball goes out of that. She lost control. It's going to be Whitewater's ball. And we're going to get a substitution.
Stewart, you get the sense that it's a mental thing that's going on with both of these teams. Some of the errors that's been committed is just purely from the mental side of it.
And we're going to get another sub next dead ball for Whitewater. As Cloud has it stolen by Howard, gives it off to Vaughn. Vaughn passes off to Bevan to Henders underneath, and she lays it in, and she also got fouled on the play.
Was that Cloud that fouled her? Or?
Yes, it was. That's her third and the team's third of the half as Aisha Powell comes in, and we're going to get a timeout.
I think this timeout is a good one, Stewart.
It's going to be a full. It's probably one that should have been called a couple of moments ago. We're standing here 26-13, and Mcintosh right off the bat has come out to be the aggressor and has played good defense, gotten some boards, hit a couple of shots, and Whitewater has been their own worst enemy. And as we look at the ball going out, knocked out of bounds to Whitewater on the play, but Whitewater in the third quarter has really struggled.
They have. They're going to have to do a better job with their shot selection. They're also going to have to do a better job at fouling smart. And we talked about this before, Stuart. If you're going to foul, try to make it a good foul. There's a clear difference between good fouls and bad fouls.
Exactly. You're going to have fouls. They're the nature of the beast, more or less. But like we said, you have good fouls and bad fouls. And if you compound it with a bad foul, your team's in trouble.
And what you can't do is you can't allow the frustration that's happening to allow you to create senseless fouls.
So we go. Olivia Henders is going to see if she can make a three-point play. She does it. It's off the back of the iron. Rebound to Whitewater as Griffin dribbles the right side. She gets it out to Cloud. Gets it back to Griffin on the right side. Griffin will dribble and go to the middle of the court. Breaks a little traffic and feeds Cloud to her right. Left side, Griffin to Smith. Leah Smith passes it back outside.
And Mcintosh is not allowing anything in the paint. They are not even getting close. So
Chance trying to jumper, didn't go. Rebound for Mcintosh. The rebounding number has got to be a large one in favor of Mcintosh. They've been where the ball is.
And sometimes that is the difference maker, is being able to have those second and third chance opportunities.
Well, Howard has it underneath the right side, and right Well, got knocked away. I thought for a second that she had lost control, but Whitewater player knocked it away. And Kaylee Brown will come in. Aisha Powell will go out for Whitewater. 4:25 remaining and a 13-point lead for the Lady Chiefs. Vaughn gets it. Feeds it out to Becca Lobe. Lobe on the right wing to Vaughn. Vaughn with right on her. Takes it in and hits it. Zara Vaughn has 6. And it's a 28-13 lead for Mcintosh. And another steal off to Lobe, who will weigh it up and put it home. And we're going to get a 30 in all likelihood from Whitewater head coach Deshaun Huey, and yeah, it's going to be the 30 variety.
And Stuart, what a turnaround for Mcintosh. There really hasn't been that much time that has passed, but they took a lead and just exploded.
Well, here we are. So far, it's a large amount of points. 30-13 is our score. They led only 16-13 at intermission, so 14 straight points here, and it's a young, both teams are young and inexperienced. Mcintosh is more inexperienced, very, very young team. They've had some nights where they have played well. Noonan beat them by about 35 at the beginning of the year, but that's because Noonan had a better team at that time. But right now, Mcintosh looks to be the aggressor, and Whitewater will come up trailing by 17. That's past Ella Chance.
But like you mentioned earlier, Stuart, sometimes it takes some time, a couple of months into the season, for you to really find your groove and you get the chemistry right.
The Chance hit the basket, and they got their first points of the period. 30-15 is your score as Becca Lobe flicks up a shot, hits the front of the air, no good. Rebound will be Chance for Whitewater. Leads it to Cherry. Cherry goes to left bounce pass. It's going to be picked off by Vaughn. Vaughn will get it, and she'll give it off to Lobe. Lobe's got the ball, and she will go to the right side, and that pass was picked off, and going up court and putting it home. And missing. It was
Stewart, you couldn't have asked for a shot.
I mean, I was calling it. Vivian Miller had the shot, laid it up, and it did not go in. But the ball's knocked away, and Whitewater will get possession. As Cherry will try a shot and hit the rim. And Kyle will get the loose ball and feed it off to Miller. He'll try again. And rolls off the iron. And Chance with 3 people on her yanked it out, managed to put it up, and should have a chance at free throws.
And Stuart, those watching at home might be looking at the score, seeing that it's a 15-point lead, thinking maybe the game is over. But you and I both know how fast things can change in basketball and how runs can really dictate the game. So we don't want to count Whitewater out completely. If they can get some solid possessions going and have some momentum to build into the fourth.
First free throw by Chance is no good. We're going to get a sub. We're going to get Bevins in for Vaughn. This got 6 points. And now shot goes up. And that one is good. She splits them, and she has 5 points, and it's 30-16. And then Bevins will go left side for Mcintosh. Feeds it off to Lobe. Fires up a shot. No good. We're going to have a foul outside on Whitewater. Nivea Miller gets nailed for that one. It's the third foul there on Whitewater as Lobe puts the first one up and misses.
We've seen a lot of missed free throws tonight as well, Steven.
And I've heard 2 theories on it. One is the old thing of there's no glamour in it, but the second one, she hits that one, is one I learned from a guy who used to coach at Jonesboro named Matt Kane, who also coached at Northgate High School. He said it's concentration. If you concentrate, you should get about 65 to 70% accuracy if you hit them. But if you don't concentrate, you don't hit them. And you're going to get about 35 or 40%.
And it has to be a mental thing too, Stuart, because we've seen some great shooters that have difficulties at the free throw line.
The shooters are trying to three and miss it. Howard another rebound. But that's the thing, free throws, it's got concentration. You should do real well. As Bevins has it with Cherry on her, gets it out to Grant. Grant banks it off the board, no good. Chance rebounds for Whitewater. Charity Cloud gets it, puts it up, no good. Rebound by Chance, but she's fouled as she attempted to put the shot back up. She's fouled by Grant, and that's her second.
Charity Cloud still having issues with finding her shot tonight. She hasn't really been able to get into a rhythm.
Well, Ella Chance going to try to see if she can nail a free throw here. First one is going to be up and in. She's got 4 points in the period, 6 in the game. She is their leading scorer tonight. As we get a sub, Kaylee Bryant comes out.
And Stuart, if you're Mcintosh, what you don't want to do is you don't want to keep sending Whitewater to the line.
You're right, because eventually, what is now 14-point lead, could also be a 4-point lead. Lobby outside gets it off to Howard. Howard will drive on Chance. Faker and try to put it up. No good. Chance with the board. Now Mcintosh seem to be hitting a bit of a dry spell as Chance will feed Cloud. Right side to Leah Smith for three, and she hits it.
Let's do it now. We're looking at an 11-point game.
And this is where, with a minute 22, anything is possible. Mcintosh may be hitting that little wall as Bevins almost has it stolen. And we're going to get a 30 from Mcintosh. Leah Smith was playing excellent pressure defense there. But right now, that's where we stand. It's 31-20. And so far, Mcintosh is still in good shape lead-wise, but you don't want to let them back in the game, especially if you don't hit your shots.
Absolutely, Stuart. And I'm going to go back to what I said a couple of minutes ago. You don't want to keep sending them to the free throw line because now that lead will go from 11 to 7 to 5. And suddenly you have a ball game.
Yes, you do. We've got another sub for Mcintosh. Sam Corbin, a junior, is in for the Lady Chiefs. Feeds it off to Lobe, who should have been called for backcourt and wasn't.
That was real close, Stuart. I was thinking that.
Feeds it off to Corbin, who gives it to Howard, back to Corbin. Lobe was standing over the mid-court stripe with the back of her foot in backcourt. But Dusher has it, goes right side to Grant. Grant is fouled. And Sadie Groenig's going to get called for the foul, but Groenig on that play made Grant work for every step. As Dusher will come back, inbound rather. Gets it into Grant, couple of big ball on her, gets it outside, and it's going to be knocked away by Griffin. So Mcintosh is showing a little bit of that being 3 and 10 as Vaughn will come back in for Corbin. Then we're going to get a sub. Bryant is in, and going out is Groenig.
It looks like both teams are trying to find different lineups that might work heading into this last period.
And Vaughn will have it. Dribbles with some pressure on her by Griffin. Gets it outside. Chalobe got some help from Grant. Now it's able to dribble outside and feed Howard, but it's going to be picked. Howard snatches it right out of Chance's hands. Tries to lay up, no good. Grant hit the rebound, put it back up, no good. Chance will have it. And let's see, we're going to get a foul. Yes, I think we will. Yes, we will get a foul on Mcintosh, so Whitewater will get possession.
You think that's a foul? Or actual real foul, Stuart? I'm looking at that. I know they've called it fair, but that looked like that.
A little questionable. Leah Smith gets it to the right, and Howard sticks her hand up, but they're going to nail her.
Now that is definitely a foul, Stu.
I think so. I think we can get that one. As we look at the replay, Smith goes up. Boom. Leah Smith, who's got 5 points, including the 3 in this period, is going to give it a whirl here. And we're going to get a sub for Whitewater after this shot. And Smith hits it. She's got 6. We're looking. There she goes up. And Howard says no, but guess what? She got hit for a foul. Garnet came back in for Whitewater. Smith will try that second free throw. Hit the back of the rim, no good. And the battle for the loose ball is taken by Whitewater.
Stuart, we've seen some interesting free throw routines tonight.
Yeah, forms and otherwise. Try for a 3 by Cloud is no good as the period comes to an end. Mcintosh took a big lead early, but now it's down to 10. Score is Mcintosh 31, Whitewater 21. Back in a moment.
Y'all know nothing goes with sports like hot wings, and nobody does hot wings in Fayette and Coweta County like HJ Wings and Things in Tyrone, Peachtree City, and now brand spanking new location down in Sonoa. Come by and see them for all those hot wings you love, the flavors you want, and all those things that are also wonderful. You name it, they've got it across the board, and they have great facilities and a staff who will take care of you second to none.
Well, here we go, 31-21 as the final period is about to begin. Mcintosh jumped out to about a 17-point lead, but they hit a lull, and Whitewater was able to chip into the lead a little bit to put it where it's at 10 now. Scoring was done by Leah Smith with 4, and 4 also for Ella Chant for Whitewater. Bella Duzier opened up the third in great shape with 6. And Vaughn had 4 in the period. So right now it's 31-21, and Whitewater will inbound. It's going to be Leah Smith, Carissa Griffin, Ella Chance, Nevia Miller, and Charity Cloud. We think there were a couple of other Whitewater players who were in and out. Wait a second. So here we go, Griffin inbounds to Cloud, who go to her left. Feeds off to Griffin, right wing. Feeds it to Smith, outside. To Miller, to Cloud, left side. Puts it up, no good. And foul on Mcintosh. And I have a problem with the form. I've said it all night there, JL. I've had a problem with Cloud's form all night.
I was thinking the same thing. And
it's just kind of like she doesn't put herself in a position to shoot the ball.
And I think that goes back again to the shot selection, being able to understand yourself as a player, as a point guard, and then picking your spots and knowing your strengths and your weaknesses. But like you said, young player, young team, so those are the things that you kind of learn over time.
Well, Cloud is going to split the free throws. She hits the second one after missing the first. Got a sub for Mcintosh. Juliet Ernst, a junior. And Duzier trying to inbound. She finally does to Henders. Feeds right side to Lobe. Lobe lays it home, and it's 33-22, and she on the night has 8 points.
And Stuart, we saw a couple of those in the first half where Whitewater did not get back on defense in time, and they just really were able to not stop that shot because they pushed the pace so fast.
Well, Kelly Bond got a rebound there and put it back in, and we're now a 9-point deficit if you're Whitewater, 33-24 with just over 7 to go. Lobe dribbles right to left.
Stuart, going back to Charity Cloud, if I'm Charity Cloud, I'm trying to get to the free throw line. If I'm absolutely going to try to take a shot, I'm going to the free throw line. That is my mindset as a player right now because I know that my shot has been off all night.
We had a little battle there between Henders and Chance, and jump ball called, so the possession will belong to Mcintosh. Inbounding will be Duzier, looking for somebody. Almost there at the 5-second, but managed to get it off to Juliet Ernst, who'll dribble, try to shoot underneath. No good. Rebound is going to go Gronick for Whitewater. Feeds it off to Charity Cloud. Cloud on her left side. Looks around, gets it right side to Griffin. Griffin back to Cloud left. And that's it. The indecision is she puts up a shot, no good.
Stuart, I'm with you. I'm not liking the shot or the shot selection, and I think a lot of it is just, it goes back to the poor choices of where she is shooting from and why she's taking the shots she's taking, because I think if she were to have a better decision making when it comes to her shots, then the form would look a little bit better because she'd be more confident, and I think that's the biggest thing.
There we go with Kaylee Bryant trying to first a free throw, and it's good. She's got 4 points in the game.
Stuart.
The foul is on Vaughn, and that's her third.
Stuart, 6 minutes left roughly. If you're both coaches, what are you telling your team right now?
Well, you're telling Mcintosh, don't take the foot off the gas. Yeah, Whitewater's coming back, but the second shot is no good, and the rebound is Howard again. If you're Mcintosh, you don't need to shy away from anything you've really done. You've just got to execute a little bit better. Whereas if you're Whitewater, you're playing good defense now. Make it pay off. And right now, Dusher gets a shot off, and no good. And Mcintosh has possession. Lobe on her left feeds Howard, who will get it off to Ernst. Ernst gets it outside to Lobe. Lobe to Howard, no good. No good. We can say that. It bounced off the end a couple times. Howard gets it, feeds Lobe. He'll lay it in, no good. Gronick snatches it for Whitewater, and off to Miller for three, and Bell banks it off the iron.
Like that, Stuart, that's a 5-point game.
And here we sit, 33-28 with 5.5 to go. Ball comes into Lobe. Miller on her. Get it off to Howard outside. He'll feed Vaughn. Vaughn will lay it home. That's the thing, if you got to answer.
I was just about to say that. These are the time periods where as a young team you get tested. It's about how you respond.
And the foul's going to go on Nivea Miller, her second, team 6. Vaughn, we got a chance at the three-point play. She has 8 on the night. But that was a big answer there, because right now we're standing at about a 7-point lead. She puts up the free throw, hits the back of the rim. Rebound chance for Whitewater. Cobb comes up court, gets it to the right side to Leah Smith. He'll feed, Miller. Gets it on. Yeah, Miller gets it down. She gives it to Smith. Goes left side to Cloud. And there's going to be a blocking foul on Mcintosh. And that foul is going to be called on Becca Lobe, her third, and the team's 8th. So the rest of the way, we're going to shoot free throws if you're Whitewater.
And Stuart, going back to what we said earlier, you don't want to keep putting Whitewater on the line because they've been decent at hitting their free throws.
Like there is Charity Cloud hits the first of a 1-and-1. She is 3 of 7 right now. Now the high school level 43% is not great, but it's not bad either. She missed the second one. Rebound Howard for Mcintosh. But now the rest of the way, the next 5 minutes, Whitewater will be able to go to the line. Mcintosh has 5 fouls. Whitewater rather. Vaughn under some pressure. Gets it off to Howard finally. She'll dribble to her right, feed it off to Ernst. Ernst will miss. Rebound chance for Whitewater. Here goes Chance. I mean, she's going to go right through 2 defenders. Miss the layup, but follow her shot and hit it. And Ella Chance has had a good half. She's got 8, and it's a 4-point game.
And Stuart, you don't want to put Ella Chance at the line because she's been hitting her free throws as well.
And Dusher's going to get call for double dribble, and Grant will come in for Mcintosh. Leah Smith will come in for Whitewater, as will Groening. We're going to get Hendricks coming in for Mcintosh right quick. We're getting them in before the ball's mounted. 4:17 to go. It's a 4-point lead. It was 10-point lead to start the period. And right now, Whitewater has possession. Cloud has it on her left side. It's a little help and gets to Smith. Smith back out to Cloud on the left side. Flicks it up, no good. She's trying to draw a foul on that one. She's really kind of missing the mark a little bit, JL.
She is.
The inbounding is going to be Dusher. Dusher will give it to Lobe. Lobe will dribble up the court.
And Stewart, along the lines of that, if you're Whitewater, I know you're in the penalty, so if you can try to get to the free throw line, then that's great. But at the same time, nothing beats good execution and good offense. If you can get that shot, that's the most important thing.
Well, Groening's going to get nailed for a foul, her second, as Lobe goes to the line. Sixth foul on Whitewater. So the next foul on the Lady Cats will put both teams at the line for the remainder of the period. First shot for Lobe is in and out, no good.
Gotta hit your free throw, Stewart, especially in a tight game like this. To be the difference maker.
Lobe with 8, puts up the second, and that one's good. She's split that one. She's hit 2 of 4 from the line tonight, and it's back up to a 5-point lead for Mcintosh. Cloud has it on the right-hand side. Goes cross court to Leah Smith, who will feed Chance underneath. Back out to Smith, to Cloud on the right. Cloud will give it to Griffin, who will give it to Leah Smith. Try to drive on a couple of people, and they're going to nail her for steps. And Coach Muhi was not happy with that call. He thought Smith was fouled, but Mcintosh will inbound. Here's your close to a 5-second again. Gets off the Grant, bounce pass to Henders. Puts it up, no good. Grant is fouled as she tries to rebound. It's either going to go Groening or Chance. It's going to go Groening, and that's going to be her third. And as we look at the replay, and
neither team has been able to get those wide open layups to fall for some reason.
And Henders, she'll go to the line, and she's got 4 on the night. And puts it up. No good, back of the eye. Groening comes out, and Bryant will come in. Henders misses out. I heard somebody say bend your knees, and if she bends those knees, maybe she hits it.
Maybe.
Well, Cloud has it on the right side for Whitewater, and she'll go Smith outside. Goes to Griffin on her left, gets it back, flicks it up, no good. Chance gets the loose ball, no good. It's knocked away by Grant. Grant, another block. But Chance, one more shot at it, and she hits it. And she has done
You gotta like her tenacity.
She's played hard the entire game. Mcintosh inbounds, Grant gets it. Didn't see Henders down court. Tries a shot, no good. Chance will get the foul, but you had Henders down court and didn't see her, and now you just hope you come away with the 2 free throws. 36-33 with 2:42 remaining. Puts up the first. No good at back of the rim. This not good.
In a tight game like this, you have got to hit your free throws. I'm telling you, Stuart, it haunts you.
And so far it might haunt Mcintosh. Grant will look to put the second one up. Misses it. Rebound is going to be Bryant for Whitewater.
And Stewart down the stretch, Leah Smith is going to be key. Leah Smith and Ella Jones.
They both have made a shot when they've had to, and they both have made good plays. Mcintosh could have almost threw it out as Boozer was still out of bounds, but she overthrow Lubby and it goes out of bounds. And we're going to get a timeout by Mcintosh. And let's see, what kind of timeout we're looking at? It is, we're going to full it. Okay. Rick Fontaine, head coach of Mcintosh, is not happy, obviously.
Neither coach is happy, Stuart.
They're never happy. They always, you look at a picture in any newspaper, you'll see a picture of a coach, and they're always yelling. They're never happy.
And then after the game, they're not happy either.
Yeah.
Win or lose.
And right now, Coach Fontaine can't be too big. It's 2:29 to go, and it's 36-33. Mcintosh, we've talked about the free throws all night. And in this period, they are 1 for 6. Wait a minute, like 4, 5, 6, 7.
That's not good, Stuart.
14%. That's what they call abominable.
That's abnormally low.
And for the game, it's not any better. So again, with 2:29 and the 3-point lead for Mcintosh. Don't forget, coming up in a little while, we'll have the boys for you. Third and fourth place teams in Region 3-5A coming up as Powell dribble. Whitewater led one time, and that was 3-0, and then 3-2 in the contest. Cloud gets it to Miller, who give it back out to Cloud, who will lay it up and get nothing. The chance is there again. Ella Chance has got 12.
And win or lose, Whitewater can hang their head high, especially Ella Cloud, because she knows that she battled.
Layup is no good by Henders. And
Can't miss 2 wide open layups in a close
and
game.
a 1-point game in 2 minutes to go. Smith feeds to Griffin, who'll try a jumper, hits the front of the iron. Cloud got the rebound back out to Griffin. To Leah Smith, gets to Cloud. Cloud gets it, puts up a jumper. No good. Battle for the ball. We're going to jump ball controlled by Whitewater.
And Stuart, it is so important with Cloud. She has not had her shot on the entire night, so I think she needs to focus more so. Unless it's a wide open shot, she needs to focus on getting her teammates that are hot involved.
Well, Whitewater inbounded, but Leah Smith was laying on the line and dribbled on it, so Mcintosh will get the ball.
And Stuart, when the game is this tight, you can't make those mental lapses, those errors.
Well, here we go, and Dozier is going to bring in. She gives it off to Lubby, and Lubby, good pressure on her by Miller. She finally gets across the mid-court line. Still has possession of the ball, looking for help. Finally, I think they got we got a 30 by Mcintosh. He saved, Fontaine saved his team from getting called for a 5-second count.
And Stuart, it's kind of hard to believe because midway through the third quarter, it was a 15-point lead.
Exactly. And I believe this has to be a full because from what I've got, they used both of their 30s. And that may be a full. We'll see. But a 1-point lead for Mcintosh. They took a 4-3 lead and haven't looked back until now where it's getting kind of tough. And this is one of the things with an inexperienced team, learning to A, protect the lead, and B, if a team makes a run like Whitewater has in the second half, to be able to not let them take the lead.
And this game can really go any way, Stuart.
And both teams are in the bonus, so
I was going to say that I think it's going to become a free throw game.
And right now, that favors Whitewater more Mcintosh. Mcintosh 1 for 7 in this period. As Dozier inbounds to Henders, who gives it back to Dozier. Goes left to right, Cloud on her. Shoots it off to Lobey, flicks up the shot, no good off the back of the rim. Rebound Grant, shoots it off the bar. Coming up with a loose ball. It's going to be Miller. With Lobey on her. Oh man, almost a travel. Griffin shoots it, blocked. Brody gets it, tried to give it to Bryant. It's stolen by Henders, gets it off to Vaughn. Vaughn left side. Puts it up, and there's going to be a foul on Miller. And the ninth foul of the night against Whitewater, the half rather against Whitewater goes on.
I tell you, Stuart, whenever a team loses this game, when they go back and they watch the film, they're going to be shaking their heads.
Yeah, you have a combination of leaving some points out there, some rebounds, as Vaughn misses the first.
There's going to be a number of things that both teams could point through: missed free throws, senseless turnovers.
And that, we're waiting on another free throws, some massive substitutions that are going on. So far, 10 misses for Mcintosh. They have converted 4, but they've missed a lot in this period.
And it looks like Whitewater is going to go a little bit bigger this last 49 seconds.
Vaughn puts up the shot, no good. Rebound Bryant and Wildcats are going to call a full timeout here. So far, 36, 35, 48 seconds remaining. It's going to be tight down the end. I'm not sure. Whitewater's playing good defense, and it's almost one thing that might be in their favor on defense is if they foul somebody, Mcintosh is missing them like crazy.
And that's definitely a good point, because I would say, based off of what we've seen, you don't really have a reason to be concerned if Mcintosh is at the free throw line right now. They're not hitting their free throws. I would rather them be at the free throw line than them be wide open.
Right, and they've missed, right now, 11 free throws, if my math is right, on my sheet, and they've converted 4. 36% from the charity stripe, whereas Whitewater, they've missed their share, but they've converted 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10 free throws. So they're shooting around 50% at the line, maybe a little bit more. And they're going to roll it in, and now Cloud picks it up. She dribbles across the midcourt line. She'll feed right side to Miller. Miller has it blocked by Dusher and picked off by Vaughn for Mcintosh.
I'm Whitewater, I'm fouling.
And there we go. We got a foul on Nivea Miller, her third.
Mcintosh has been shooting it.
Yeah, when she has to now.
Yes, that's called clutch.
This is going to be a big one for the...
Definitely not good, Stuart.
Bryant comes out, going again for Whitewater. And that was the 4th foul on Vaughn, by the way.
You hear the crowd shouting rebounds.
And there's misses. Taken by Mcintosh. Vaughn is fouled by Griffin.
She's got that determined look on her face. Let's see what happens here at the free throw line.
And I'm thinking hit at least one, but she will probably have to hit 2 to put the game on ice.
Yes, 4 will ice it, definitely.
She may get a shot there. That's the first. Vaughn with 10, and it's a 38-35 lead with 12.7 seconds remaining. And what we got? We're going to get a timeout.
You know, Stuart, I don't want to be the bad guy here, but that's the kind of timeout you call to try to throw a player off their game when they're at the free throw line.
And so far, Mcintosh isn't really shown great proficiency at that tonight, and call timeout, mess her up a little bit.
Yeah, if you have that extra timeout to spare, you definitely got to call it in a situation like that, because it messes up the momentum you have going on.
So here we go with 12.7 seconds remaining. Mcintosh has been able to hold on to that lead of 30. It's 38-35. At one point, they led by 17 at the beginning of the third quarter. But after that, their shots fell off, and Whitewater rallied, but not enough to take the lead. They've had a couple opportunities to tie, but have not been able to get that, as Vaughn will look to stick up that second one, and she'll hit it.
Didn't work, Stuart.
Been nicer.
Didn't work.
11 points as Cloud will feed right side to Chinnery. Chinnery misses. Rebound, and that will do it as Tobias. In fact, Vaughn's not even going to touch it. That's going to be it.
Stuart, I would say for both teams, is probably one of, if not their highest scoring game of the
That's
season.
pretty well one. 39 to 35 in favor of Mcintosh. Leading all scores was Chance for Whitewater with 12. Vaughn had 11 for Mcintosh. Dozier had 10. While with 8 rather, was Loby off the bench. So, not the prettiest basketball game you'll ever see, but there was some entertaining moments, and it was down to the wire.
It was, and you have to definitely credit Whitewater for not giving up when they were down 15, because they came back in a relatively short period of time.
Well, coming up, we're going to see the boys play, and they'll be coming up in roughly 10 to 15 minutes. Your final, once again, is Mcintosh 39, Whitewater 35. We'll be back in just a bit with the boys.
In Georgia, we love outdoor living, and we spend thousands of dollars building decks and swimming pools. But sometimes it's simply too hot outside to be in the direct sun. You may have even thought about spending thousands of dollars to build a permanent roof structure over whatever beautiful outdoor structure you have. But what if you could harness the power of the sun? You could control when you had shade, when you had sun, keep the rain out when you don't want it. Well, the fine folks over at Georgia Shade Solutions can help you do exactly that. With their motorized louvered roof systems, harness the power of the sun. Control how much shade or how much sun you get with the push of a button. And oh yeah, the rain out when you don't want it. Look them up on the web at georgia-shade-solutions.com or give them a call at 678-723-3664. That's 678-723-3664. We are all required to have auto insurance, but finding the best deal can be a full-time job. Let the auto insurance experts help you find that deal. If it has wheels, Peach State Insurance has all the answers with one phone call or on the web with no obligation quotes. They insure all drivers, new or experienced, personal or business cars, trucks, motorcycles, RVs, or ATVs. Your local Peach State Insurance Company located on Douglas Boulevard can handle all your auto needs. On the web at peachstateinsurance.net or at 877-PHCST. Are you looking for fresh seafood or maybe the world's best chili dog? Then you got to check out the Half Shell right here. Fresh Gulf oysters, raw, baked, or fried, and these guys take hot dogs to another level. With great hand-breaded onion rings and fried seafood and much, much more. With local live music on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, drink and appetizer specials, free Texas Hold'em on Wednesdays and Saturday nights, there's always something going on at the Half Shell. Check them out at theworldsbestchilidog.com or on Facebook, the Half Shell Oyster Bar and Hot Dog Shop.
Hey man, money is tight. If you need to make a dash for some cash, the fine people at Gentry Recycling in Noonan have some cash that can help you make ends meet. Gentry accepts just about anything and pays top dollar for aluminum cans, scrap metal, copper, cars, and even old appliances. Make a dash for some cash to Gentry Recycling and Auto Salvage. They're at 15 Mayo Royal Road, just west of Noonan off the Carrollton Highway. Or give them a call, 770-254-8233.
So maybe it's time for that honey-do list, spring cleaning. Got some projects around the house you need to get taken care of, knocked out. So maybe you need, I don't know, some screws, nails, a little sheetrock touch-up. Who knows what project you've got going on around the house. 2 things you want to get done. Get it done right. That keeps mama happy. Makes her lives better. Or 2, get it done quickly. Big part of getting it done quickly is not spending 2 hours at the big box store trying to find what you need. No better place to go than Complete Hardware. It's complete. Yeah, it is complete. They can give you advice, they can point you in the right direction, and they're going to have the things you need to complete that project you got going on. So when it's time to knock out the honey-do list, finish that project, not spend all day doing it, Fleet Hardware. Tyrone, Georgia, convenient and always there with a helping hand. There are two kinds of home repairs in the world, those that can wait and those that simply can't. Well, roof repairs, they simply can't wait. They'll cause damage to your interior, your soffits and overhangs, and cost you hundreds to thousands of dollars more down the road, not to mention black mold, and that's something none of us want to deal with. Now we're talking a potential health hazard to you and your family. J&S Roofing and Home Repair is exactly what you're looking for with over 25 years experience and located right here in the heart of Douglasville. Give them a call at 770-489-5887, handling all your needs for residential and commercial and offering a 10% discount to all military and first responders. That's J&S Roofing and Home Repair. We all know nothing goes with sports like hot wings, and nobody does hot wings in Fayette and Coweta County like HJ Wings and Things in Tyrone, Peachtree City, and now brand spanking new location down in Sonoa. Come by and see them for all those hot wings you love, the flavors you want, and all those things that are also wonderful. You name it, they've got it across the board, and they have great facilities and a staff who will take care of you second to none.
Welcome back to Mcintosh High School. We're between the ladies game and the young men as Mcintosh held on. The Lady Chiefs did to come away with a 4-point victory in the first game this evening. This was matchup between the number 3 and 4 teams in Region 3 5A. As I try not to cough up a lung here on that. So we'll have the boys game for you here. We've got, looks like about 9:40 on the clock before they tip this thing off, and then of course we'll have introductions, all that good stuff, and get things underway. I was going to try and check for you if I can get back to where I was and tell you who won the first matchup between these two. I believe Whitewater came away with a victory in that one, as if I'm not mistaken, the Wildcats swept that series the first time they squared off over at Whitewater. Mcintosh looking to return the favor here this evening as they make the visit over to the north end of Peachtree City. And if we can get work my way over here. Of course, that will, coming into tonight on the ladies' side of things, Whitewater come in at 1-4. Mcintosh was 1-5, so Mcintosh will improve to 2-5. Whitewater will drop to 1-5. Riverdale behind them at 0-5. Of course, as I understand it, all teams will advance to the region tournament. Number 1 team will have a bye in the opening round. Everybody else will play to basically advance to state playoffs. 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, and 4 versus 5. So it really didn't, it will change the opponent potentially when they square off in region play. Right now, Stars Mill sits at 5-0. Griffin's right behind them at 5-1, so either one of those teams, along with Fayette County at 4-2, can't be counted out of the mix for that top spot. Jonesboro also at 3-2. So those are the ones fighting for that top spot. On the girls' side of things, Starsville with a ton of returning starters. Of course, we'll have the Lady Panthers and Lady Chiefs as well as the men on Friday night as Mcintosh travels down to Stars Mill in that Battle of the Bubble on Friday night. That'll be on Stream City Radio, Fayette County, for those of you who might be interested. Tomorrow night we actually have a good one over as in Douglas County as Alexander makes a trip over to Lithia Springs for a big non-region but big county battle over in Douglas County against a couple teams that are definitely playoff bound. So we will take another quick break, and we'll come back and see if we can round up a few scores for you from around the area. And the final for Mcintosh in the girls' game is 39-35. Mcintosh coming away with a win over Whitewater. So we'll take another quick commercial break. We'll come back with more in just a moment from Mcintosh High School.
Not many things in life are guaranteed. Surprises and the unexpected are one of those guarantees. If those surprises bring you into the legal world, whether it be a bankruptcy, a run-in with the law, or injury due to no fault of your own, you need an advocate that is well-known and well-respected in your community. And in Noonan, Georgia, that is the law office of Michael West. He is your Noonan, Georgia lawyer. So for bankruptcy, personal injury, and criminal defense, one number to know. That's 404-913-1529. Call for a free consultation. That's 404-913-1529. The law office of Michael West. In Georgia, we love outdoor living and we spend thousands of dollars building decks and swimming pools. But sometimes it's simply too hot outside to be in the direct sun. You may have even thought about spending thousands of dollars to build a permanent roof over whatever beautiful outdoor structure you have. But what if you could harness the power of the sun? You could control when you had shade, when you had sun, keep the rain out when you don't want it. Well, the fine folks over at Georgia Shade Solutions can help you do exactly that. With their motorized louvered roof systems, harness the power of the sun. Control how much shade, how much sun you get with the push of a button. And oh yeah, the rain out when you don't want it. Look them up on the web at georgia-shade-solutions.com or give them a call at 678-723-3664. That's 678-723-3664.
School's back in session. Football is cranking up, which is great because tailgating is our favorite part of football season at John Thornton Chevrolet, Georgia's largest truck dealer. Hey there, it's Angie Ward. I want you to think of the awesome tailgate spread you can get with all of the extra money you save on your new Silverado at John Thornton Chevrolet. Get $12,000 off your choice of a crew cab, LT, LTZ, or high country Silverado from John Thornton Chevrolet. Check out the available features that'll make your tailgate even better, like the quarter rear step bumper, easy handholds, and ask them to show you that awesome power up-down tailgate available on the 2019 Silverado. You can bet I'll have my Chevy All-Star Edition Silverado loaded and ready for game day. Find your roads at John Thornton Chevrolet, your Silverado headquarters. Go west and save more. Exit 44 off I-20 on Thornton Road. So big, they named the road after us. Online at johnthornton.com.
Looking for a wedding facility? Maybe a place for a reception, anniversary celebration, sports banquet, class reunion, birthday party? Contact us at Hudson's by the Lake, 770-942-4828. Hudson's by the Lake is the perfect venue for all types of events, both intimate and large parties. We offer an exceptional location that you can decorate and style to your own liking. The imagination can go wild and the possibilities are endless. Hudson's by the Lake, located on Cedar Mountain Road in Douglasville. Hudson's by the Lake.
Hello, this is Mitchell Kelly, the play-by-play voice of East COWETA football. Sharpsburg Tire knows that tires may be the most important part of your vehicle. They carry a complete line of new tires from Michelin, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, and more. They also have a good variety of low-mileage used tires. Make sure you stop by and see Denny or his daughter Melissa for whatever tire you may need, including trailer tires plus lawnmower tires and tubes. Sharpsburg Tire does computer balancing and total wheel alignment along with lube, oil, and filter service. Call them at 77.
And welcome back to Mcintosh High School. We're getting really close to tip time here. 2:51 on the clock as they're calling coaches to center court. First time these two hooked up, it was back in November. And it was a 2-point overtime victory for the Wildcats as they got it done at home against Mcintosh. So fast forward here. Mcintosh looking to return the favor with a sweep. Mcintosh girls getting the win in the first one. It was Whitewater winning both games when they played it over in the southeast corner of Fayette County earlier, well, towards the end of last year. So both games were really close. It was a 5-point victory for the girls in the first game. A foot commercial.
With their motorized louvered roof systems, harness the power of the sun. Control how much shade, how much sun you get with the push of a button. And oh yeah, the rain out when you don't want it. Look them up on the web at georgia-shade-solutions.com or give them a call at 678-723-3664. 36-64. That's 678-723-3664.
Okay, and welcome back to Mcintosh High School in Peachtree City for the second half of our doubleheader between Mcintosh and Whitewater. This time it'll be the boys. JL Rucker is still alongside me here, and we've got a couple of teams that are right smack in the middle of Region 3-5A there, JL. With Whitewater in third and Griffin Mcintosh in fourth after beating Griffin over the weekend.
Stuart, they're saying that this is going to be a battle. That's what they're describing this game as.
Well, it should be. They're separated by roughly 10 minutes and just a few miles down the highway. And we're getting ready to get the lineups for the two teams. Whitewater got off to a great start this year. They won, they didn't go their first 9, but then had to go to a town run to play Sandy Creek. Right now, let's do the national anthem. And Whitewater got off to an 8-1 start, but got blasted by Sandy Creek. And they've only finished at around 500. They're 12-6 coming in, 3-2 in the region, which is fifth to third. They lost to Fayette County on Friday. And Andre King's going to be one starter for Whitewater as they get Bryson Perkins, another starter. Zach Leichner is another starter, followed by Omar Denby. And I think Kitchett, the fifth starter, but they'll be on according to sec. Now the lineup for Mcintosh is being introduced. Sean Nichols will be one starter for Mcintosh. Cameron Lyons is another starter. Calvin Lisitza will be starting. Cooper Dolchek will be another starter. And Mark Berry will be the final starter for Mcintosh. Mcintosh looking to sweep the evening. Their girls team won 39 rather, 35 just a little while ago. So here we go as Whitewater.
And that was a close game, Stuart. We talked about that.
It went over. The old "it ain't over till it's over" was definitely a thing for that game. And that fifth starter for Whitewater, by the way, is Javon Jenkins Jr. He is one of their leading players. So Whitewater got off to a good start earlier this year, 8-1. Since then, they've gone 4-5. Kept controlled by the Wildcats. Going right side is Perkins. Perkins bounces to Dengi. And Mcintosh had a man almost fell out of bounds, but Nichols managed to throw it off the body of Leichner. Oh no, it didn't work out. Whitewater gets the ball. And Leichner will get possession as he feeds out to Summers. Summers shot, I'm looking at the wrong line, sorry. Javon Jenkins. Hits back of the rim, no good. Oh, the next shot is good. And Whitewater's first bucket of the night. Bounce pass goes to Litza. No good. Rebound controlled by Whitewater. As Dengi gets it. Outside to Andre King. It's Lashner on the right wing. Feeds out to Jenkins. Jenkins goes to Burton, goes from right to left. Ball is going to be knocked away, and Whitewater will maintain possession. Jenkins will inbound for Whitewater. Gets it out to Dengi. Feeds off to Jenkins, tries a three, no good. And Lashner gets it, feeds it off to Jenkins, who gets it to Dengi. Turnaround is no good. Rebound by Nichols for Mcintosh.
And we see the fast-paced offense on both teams. They're really coming out aggressive for both.
And outside is Nichols. Feeds it off to Lyons, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound Dengi for Whitewater. Gives it to Javon Jenkins, a junior. Coach team, Whitewater's coached by Matt Martin. Jason Isol is Mcintosh's boss. Shot is no good by King, and rebound is controlled by Mcintosh. Nichols has it outside, and he'll feed to Cooper Dolanchek. He drives a layup, no good. Rebound, whoa. Dengi threw it off somebody's hands who wasn't looking. Nichols put it off and answered.
What a great shot.
That's one of those where you got to pay attention. You never know when you're going to get the ball, or the ball will find you. King has it on that right wing. Looks for help. Gets off to Dengi underneath. No good.
Got a little fancy there.
And we're going to get a foul on Whitewater.
Sometimes you just have to keep it simple. The fancy stuff looks nice, but...
Oh, yeah. Dengi, senior, will get it. And then we see replay Nichols hitting his basket to tie things up at a deuce. Right side is Lyons, and had it kicked away, and Mcintosh will retain possession. 5 minutes remaining in the first period. We're tied at 2. And the ball will be inbounded, and cross-court pass to Dolanchek. Feeds it off to, well, Nichols had the shot, didn't take it.
Sometimes you just have to take it.
Yes. Jenkins has it on the left side. He'll feed off to King. King to Dengi. Dengi outside to Perkins, to Jenkins. Knocks down a three. And it is now 5-2.
And you have to watch him, Stuart, because he's probably one of the more smaller players on the court, but he's very quick. He can get to a spot. You cannot leave him open.
And we're going to have a foul called on Bryson Perkins. It'll be his first and the team's second. 4:35, and ball be inbounded to Dolanchek. To Burke, rather. Berry goes right to left. To Lyons, who'll feed Daniels. Daniels gets it off to Berry. Berry right to left to Dolanchek. Gets off to Lazitza. Lays it home, and they're going to count the basket and call a foul.
That looked like that could have gone either way, Stuart. I was thinking they might call that offensive.
It was close. As we see on the replay, third foul on Whitewater, and it's going to be called on Andre King. He's ready Bryce Perkins now for his second. Lazitza hits his first free throw, and he's got 3, and it's tied at 5 with 4:16 remaining. Jonah Harvey's come in for Whitewater. And he's got the ball, and he gives it off to Jenkins outside with Lyons on him. Jenkins feeds Denke, puts it, didn't get the roll he needed, and rebounds Mcintosh. And it's going to be thrown away, and the Wildcats will get possession. As we look outside, Whitewater will get it, and Harvey feeds off. Elisha will give it back. Coming up court is Harvey, right side to Jenkins. Jenkins goes right to left. Feeds Denke, Denke up, no good. Knocked away, no call, as Litza has it for Mcintosh. He'll feed outside to Lyons.
Refs are letting them play. There's been some contact, but they're just letting them play right through it.
So far, you just don't know how they'll do it in the second half, but we're going to get a foul on Whitewater. It's going to be on Jonah Harvey, and it's going to be the fourth on Whitewater.
Whitewater has to be careful about those fouls. You don't want to get into foul trouble early.
Exactly. Nichols wanted to throw it to somebody, but he had nobody to throw it to, so he tossed it off Leischner's leg, and it went out of bounds. And Mcintosh still has possession. Barry gets it and feeds it off to Lyons. Lyons dribbles to his left and then comes outside to the right. Litza tries a three, no good. Rebound Barry, knocked down by King. Trying for another shot, no good. Harvey with the loose ball gives it up to Jenkins. He'll go to his left. Right to left on the computer monitor. Jenkins plays it home, and he's got 5. And we're at 7-5 with 2:45 to go in the first period. As Lyons tries a short jumper, and he'll hit. So we are tied again at 7 apiece with 2.5 to go. Jenkins has it on the left side. He's got the Lyons on him. Feeds up to Denke. Gives it back to his point guard. Knocked away, picked up by Litza. Goes right side, gives it off to Lyons. Lyons back to Litza. Finds a seam to go through, wasn't able to get the shot, gets his rebound, feeds it off to Brookberry. Tries a shot, hits the back of the rim, no good. Rebound Whitewater.
Litza hesitated a bit. He looked like he wanted to pull up for that three, but then he chose to go inside. Sometimes you just got to take that chance.
Take it and hope it goes in. Jenkins puts it up, no good, and we're going to get a foul on Mcintosh. And the foul's going to go on Sean Nichols. He hits first, and the team's first. As Jenkins puts up the first and hits it, he's got 6 in the first part of this game. Substitution, Nichols comes out in favor of Brad Grasser, Jr. Jenkins will try again, and yet convert again. So a nice little start for Javon Jenkins with 7 points and a 2-point lead for Whitewater. On the right side is Cameron Lyons, who will feed Litza. Sees Brookberry, and he'll get fouled by Jonah Harvey, who will get nailed with his second foul. And Grasser's going to inbound. So we're waiting at a couple of lineup changes. As Grasser will try an inbound. He'll get it off to Barry. Barry left side, trying for a three, and hitting said three was Brookberry. And they're up 10-9 with a half remaining. Right side.
Long three. That almost went in, Stuart.
It did. But a follow by Miles Lowe. And we're 11-10 in favor of Whitewater with 75 seconds to go. There he is, it off the board. Rocky Wilson got the loose ball and threw it to
He kind of came from out of nowhere, Stuart. We didn't see him.
He did. Look what I got. Dengy tries to lay it in, but they're going to call a foul. Pushing foul. And that's going to go on Belichick.
Take a look at that. He thought he had it, and then out of nowhere.
It's the old not in my house. Whitewater's going to inbound. Jenkins looking for somebody to pass it to, and he will to Wilson. Wilson outside and feeds to Jenkins, who came to the ball. Jenkins going to try a shot and go home with it. And already he's got 9, and the lead is 3, 13-10. 45 seconds remaining. Here we go, Lions feeds it off right side. Try for 3 is no good by Barry. Rebound, Whitewater. Dengy gets it off to Jenkins. Jenkins on the right-hand side. Feeds it off to Wilson. Wilson underneath. And getting a roll was Miles Lowe. He's got 4, and it's a 5-point lead with 20 seconds.
And that's a quick swing for Whitewater as well. You're Mcintosh. You're going to have to try to find a way to get some buckets.
Barry tried to get the layup, but instead they're going to call Whitewater for blocking. And it'll be the 6th foul of the first half as we look at the replay. And they're going to nail Miles Lowe with the first foul. Blackberry will try the free throw here. And hit the back of the rim, no good. And Bird will try again. And he'll hit that one, get a little help with a bank shot. He's got 4, and it's a 4-point lead with 13.5 seconds remaining. As Miles Lowe inbound for Whitewater. Good bounce to Jenkins. Jenkins comes up court. 6 seconds remaining in the half, a period rather. Right side to Jenkins. Jenkins fires it from deep. And bank it. That's kind of one of those, looks like a shot you see in horse.
And when there's that little amount of time remaining at the end of the quarter, you take it.
Exactly, and like I said, it looked like one of those you see in the game of horse. But a good period for both teams. As we go into the second, it's 18-11 in favor of Whitewater. We'll be back in just a moment.
We all know nothing goes with sports like hot wings, and nobody does hot wings in Fayette and Coweta County like HJ Wings and Things in Tyrone, Peachtree City, and now brand spanking new location down in Sonoa. Come by and see them for all those hot wings you love, the flavors you want, and all those things that are also wonderful. You name it, they've got it across the board, and they have great facilities and a staff who will take care of you second to none.
All right, we're ready to start the second period from Mcintosh High School. Whitewater on top, 18-11. We saw a little excitement. It's almost like we did in the girls' game where a girl put up a 3 in the period. Same thing happened here. Javon Jenkins for Whitewater kind of called his shot from way out and drilled a 3 off the board with 18-11. And Mcintosh will inbound. By the way, Jenkins had 12 points in that period, so very good period for the junior point guard. And they go left side to Lyons, and feeds outside to Nichols.
Yeah, we're seeing a lot of hesitation with Mcintosh's offense, Stuart.
And it's not a deliberate style. It's just kind of, I don't know if they're trying to think it through or what. But we're going to get an offensive foul on Mcintosh.
Stuart, there is such a thing as overthinking it.
Yes, exactly. And they're going to nail Blake Summers with that foul. His first and the team's first is, sorry, they had Jenkins with that one, my bad. But Lions has it from McIntosh on the right side. Fakes, fires, no good. Rebound low for Whitewater off to Wilson. Will give it to Jenkins. Jenkins goes left side to Hockey Wilson. Wilson will dribble out and give it off to Brubaker. Brubaker cross courts it to Dengi. Gives to Jenkins. He'll try to jump from about 12, goes 13. But low had it, put it back up, no good. Rebound McIntosh. And they come up, trailing by 7. As Nichols will go up and Dengi went up and away. And his teammates come away with the ball. Brubaker will put a shot up, no good. Dengi gets the rebound. And he's going to be fouled. So Dengi was involved in all facets of the game there.
He sure did hustle, Stewart.
And here we check the replay. Nichols goes up. Dengi says, So Dengi comes up. He's among the team's leading scorers. Puts up the first.
And as a coach, all you can ask for is that type of hustle and passion that he is showing.
And we're going to get a couple of defensive changes for McIntosh. Puts up the second. Bounces off the back of the iron. However, Whitewater gets the rebound. Jenkins, a deep three. He's feeling it.
Feeling it, Stewart. They don't have an answer for him.
And McIntosh is going to take a 30 with 6:12 left in the half. And so far, a nice little 15-point game for Mr. Jenkins.
I think that was a heat check too. He's definitely on fire.
He just flung it up, and it's like, hey, I'm good. I'm going all right. His third 3 of the night so far, and he is their leading scorer at about 13, 14 points a game as the timeout ends. So you're going to need him. Dengi's played great so far in the early going on both ends of the court. This will be a team effort tonight for Whitewater if they pull it off. But right now, both teams back on the court.
And when you're on the road, one of the best things you can do is quiet the crowd or even get them on their side. It seems like they've been able to do a little bit of both, Stewart.
And a lot of the students from McIntosh that are here are right at the end lines on both ends of the court.
So it's almost as if they're home, but kind of not.
But here goes looking for help and almost throwing away was Poss. Poss will give it to Lions.
And there's a lot of standing around for McIntosh, a lot of standing around, a lot of passing. I know you want to try to find a good shot, but at the same time, there has to be an end game, an end result.
You have to get to the ball as a jumper is no good by Evan Gillenders, rather. And I like the thought, it just didn't completely work. Brubaker followed but missed. Rebound by McIntosh.
It's one of those things that you envision going a little bit better.
Yeah, when you drive an alley-oop,
And that's what McIntosh needs to do more of, just getting into the paint, that offensive penetration.
And credit Nichols with the basket there. And it is 22-13 with 5 minutes to go in the half. Whoops. Almost got knocked away, but Wilson has control, gives it off to Jenkins. Jenkins right side. And he'll come feed off, tried to feed Miles Low. Low tries a shot, no good. Rebound by McIntosh, gives it off. Nice spin move by Lyons, will feed left side to Zitza, but he misses. Rebound will go to Wilson for Whitewater. He'll fade to Dengi. Dengi trying to get some position and almost gets it, but it was an in and out. Rebound McIntosh for Joseph Potts. Almost knocked away as Nichols picks up the loose ball. His right side gives it off to Lyons. Lyons dribbles to his right. Thought he had a seam, but it closed quickly. Gets across court to Lazitza. Feeds off to Poss. Poss underneath to Gillenders. Who gets a nice little bounce and hits the basket. His first of the night, and and it's a 7-point game with 3:45 remaining. Jenkins has it to his left for Whitewater. Puts it up and he'll hit it. He's been able to answer early and often. He's got 17. Lyons will try to do it on his own. No good. Rebound low for Whitewater. Gives it off to Javon Jenkins. Jenkins could walk out of this half with 20 points. He's already got
That is crazy,
17.
Stewart.
He's got 17 now. And he's going to feed off.
He's got most of his team's points.
Exactly. Try for a shot by Hockey Wilson was no good, and Mcintosh will get possession. Berry will come in for Paz. Leichner comes in for Brubaker, and there was another change. Jaden Perrone for Whitewater. And for those you're watching, you see the one end of a number of students, and on the other side it's another group. As Nichols tries to shot, no good. Dengue with the board, gives it off to Jenkins. So Dengue's played a good half. He's got a good number of rebounds. He is their leading rebounder. Nichols knocks the ball away, and Whitewater will control possession. Leading 24-15 with 2:35 to go. Dengue's going to call a time. They're going to take a 30, it looks like. 2:37. Matt Martin called that one. And once again, a coach not happy there.
Oh, you could see the look on his face. He's very upset.
And I had a chance to meet him at the beginning of the year. Seemed like a nice guy, but somehow during the game situation, your mood changes immensely.
And the funny thing is, they're having a good game, and so you can only imagine what he's like when they're not.
Yeah. Looks a little bit like more maybe just doing some coaching there, trying to
intense coaching. Mm-hmm. But it's like you mentioned in the girls' game, Stewart. They're never happy.
No. Well, Denge's going to try to inbound for Whitewater. And he bounced passes. Now, Brubaker gave up on the ball that went out of bounds, and Mcintosh will get possession. Mcintosh going to try to chip away the 9-point deficit. And there's 2:33 now left in the half. Lyons comes up. Possessions a couple of players. Goes to his left. And he's going to lay it home. Off of Dengue. It's semi-posterized. But Lyons gets the basket. He's got 4, and it's a 7-point game with 2:22 left. Clock will stop. They reset. Mcintosh will get possession.
What a good block, though.
And Nichols, he'll get the basket, and he's got 6. And lead is 7 with 2 minutes to go. Mcintosh with a chance to chip away here. And Perrone gets it left side to Leichner, it was Leichner, I'm sorry, gets the basket. And he's going to get a chance for a 3-point play. Zach Leichner at the line. He'll look to convert the 3-point play. And he does. Leichner has 5, and with under 2 minutes to go, it is up to a 10-point game again. As Lyons goes to his right. Kings on him, feeds left to Delchinek. Shot goes up, no good. Lyons gets it from Mcintosh.
But I like that shot.
That was a good shot to take. Well, a guy tried to do a flop there and it didn't work. As Gellanders hits the basket. He's got 4, and it's an 8-point lead for Whitewater. Jenkins gets it right side. They'll feed off to Brubaker. Trying to hit Denke. Knocked away, and it will go to Whitewater as we look at that little shot there by Gillenders. Just kind of bit of a flop.
A little bit, but I like the move by Gillenders. That's that old school back to the basket a little bit.
King tries the 3. Leishner gets the rebound. Left side to Jenkins. Jenkins feeds it off to Brubaker. Back to Jenkins. Jenkins goes from his left to his right. Feeds Denke. No good, but there will be a foul on Mcintosh. Let's see who it's on. They're going to nail lines for that one.
Stuart, roughly 40 seconds left in this half. What are you telling your team if you're the coach?
Well, if your first free throw goes up, it's good for Denke. If I'm Matt Martin, I'm telling the Whitewater Wildcats, keep foot on gas. If I'm Mcintosh, I'm happy with what's going on to a point. As the second free throw will go through. So I'm basically telling them, don't get away from what you do, just to execute better.
I think that's what it's really come down to, is just the execution.
Donchek gets it off to Lyons, and then he'll get it back. Dribble outside, feeds across to Lazitza. Off to Lyons, back to Lazitza right side.
A lot of passing, Stuart.
Gillenders had it, and I think he was trying to shot before he really had control of the ball. And we're going to have a jump ball possession, and this one favors Whitewater as we got to go. Now you see the battle, the lovely little rugby scrum.
Yeah, Stuart, unless you're the Golden State Warriors, there's only but so much passing you can do before eventually the ball is not in your hands anymore.
And now King will come across the court for Whitewater, has it knocked away. Looks for help, gets it off to Brubaker. Feeds Denke, get it outside to Jenkins. And that try at the end of the buzzer there was no good by Jenkins, but he has had one heck of a half with 17 points. So far, JL, we've had a good half. It's a 10-point lead, but still a good half by both teams.
I would say so as well. I just would like to see better execution from Mcintosh heading into the second half.
Well, we'll see what Matt Martin and Jason Iso will have up their sleeves. We're going to take a timeout. It's halftime. 29-19 Whitewater. Back in a moment.
We are all required to have auto insurance, but finding the best deal is a full-time job. Let the auto insurance experts help you find that deal. If it has wheels, Peach State Insurance has all the answers with one phone call or on the web with no obligation quotes. They insure all drivers, new or experienced, personal or business cars, trucks, motorcycles, RVs, or ATVs. Your local Peach State Insurance Company located on Douglas Boulevard can handle all your auto needs. On the web at peachstateinsurance.net or at 877-PHCST. Are you looking for fresh seafood or maybe the world's best chili dog? Then you got to check out the Half Shell right here in Noonan, Georgia. Fresh Gulf oysters, raw baked or fried, and these guys take hot dogs to another level. With great hand-breaded onion rings and fried seafood and much, much more. With local live music on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, drink and appetizer specials, free Texas Hold'em on Wednesdays and Saturday nights, there's always something going on at the Half Shell. Check them out at theworldsbestchilidog.com or on Facebook, the Half Shell Oyster Bar and Hot Dog Shop.
Hey man, money is tight. If you need to make a dash for some cash, the fine people at Gentry Recycling in Noonan have some cash that can help you make ends meet. Gentry accepts just about anything and pays top dollar for aluminum cans, scrap metal, copper, cars, and even old appliances. Make a dash for some cash to Gentry Recycling and Auto Salvage. They're at 15 Mayo Royal Road, just west of Noonan off the Carrollton Highway. Or give them a call, 770-254-8233.
So maybe it's time for that honey-do list, spring cleaning. Got some projects around the house you need to get taken care of, knocked out. So maybe you need, I don't know, some screws, nails, a little sheetrock touch-up. Who knows what project you've got going on around the house. Two things you want to get done. Get it done right. That keeps Mama happy. makes their lives better. Or two, get it done quickly. Big part of getting it done quickly is not spending 2 hours at the big box store trying to find what you need. No better place to go than Complete Hardware. It's complete? Yeah, it is complete. They can give you advice, they can point you in the right direction, and they're going to have the things you need to complete that project you got going on. So when it's time to knock out the honey-do list, finish that project, not spend all day doing it, Complete Hardware. Tyrone, Georgia, convenient and always there with a helping hand.
And welcome back to Mcintosh High School halftime here of the boys game, and it is the Wildcats from Whitewater with a 10-point lead here at halftime, 25-15. We'll check in on those region standings for you. Of course, this is a battle of teams sitting side by side. Whitewater did win the first meeting in overtime by 2. But as you look at the standings, Whitewater has that half-game lead on Mcintosh. Mcintosh comes in at 3-3. Whitewater 3-2 overall. Jonesboro leading the region with 4-1 in region play, followed by Fayette County, Whitewater, Mcintosh, Griffin tied with the Chiefs at 3-3. Riverdale coming in at 2-2. Stars Mill looking for their first region victory of the season, sits at 0-5. As we look around the rest of the state, jumping over to Region 2, 7A, it's Wheeler sitting at 5-1, followed by a 2-1 Pebblebrook, a 3-2 East COWETA, 1-2 Westlake, 1-3 Noonan, 1-4 Campbell. On the boys' side, McEachern leads their region 4-0, followed by North Cobb and Hillgrove, both tied at 3-1. North Paulding comes in along with Kennesaw Mountain at 1-3. Marietta still looking for their first region victory of the season. As we move on to 6A, looking at Region 4, it is Tucker sitting at 11-0, followed by Mundy's Mill at 7-3, Lovejoy at 7-4, along with Stevenson. ML King comes in at 6-5, Morrow at 5-5, Mount Zion and Jonesboro 3-7, Forest Park 2-8, Drew 0-11. Region 5, 6A. It is Tri-City sitting at 9-1, Hughes 8-2, Alexander 8-3, New Manchester 6-4, Douglas County 5-4, South Paulding 4-6, Creekside 3-7, Mays 3-8, Northgate coming in at 0-11. South Cobb leads Region 6, 6A, 11-0 Sequoia 8-2, Dalton and Altoona come in tied for third and fourth at 7-3. Back to 5A in Region 4, 5A, it's Eagles Landing at 8-0, followed by Dutchtown at 9-1. Woodland of Stockbridge comes in at 5-2. Jones County at 5-5. There's your top four in that region. Jumping over to Region 6, 5A, Riverwood sits at 7-1, followed by Jackson of Atlanta. Riverwood 7-1, Jackson of Atlanta 6-1. Decatur comes in at 5-3. Lithia Springs holding down the fourth spot at 4-4. Region 7, 5A, it's Kell at 8-1, Hiram at 7-2, Carrollton at 8-3, Cass rounding out the top four at 7-4. Looking at Region 4, Quad A, it's Woodward Academy 8-0. Eastside comes in at 6-2. Salem 5-2. McDonough coming in at 5-4, holds down that fourth spot. In Region 5, Sandy Creek is 4-0. LaGrange 4-1. Chapel Hill comes in at 3-1. And then Cedartown at 1-2 would be in the fourth position, followed closely by Central Carroll at 1-3. Jumping over to AAA. And we'll look at that region, where was I? Region 5, Pace Academy sits at 7-0, followed by Westminster at 4-1. Lovett 4-3. Redan comes in the fourth spot at 4-4, as we're about 2.5 half minutes away from getting things tipped back off here in the second half. Teams coming back out on the court and doing their warm-ups now. Region 5 AA, it's Spencer at 6-0, followed by Temple at 5-1, Callaway 4-2. Jordan and Heard County are tied for the fourth spot at 2-4. Farrell in Region 6 AA is 8-0, followed by Douglas Atlanta at 6-2. Kip Atlanta comes in at 5-3, as does South Atlanta in that two-way tie for third place. In single A, Region 4, it is Manchester at 7-2, followed by Marion County at 3-1. Dooley County comes in at 8-3. Schley County and Taylor County tied at 6-3. And then in Region 5, it is Wesleyan at 3-0. Holy Innocents also 3-0. Drew Charter sits at 2-0. Trinity Christian, Eagles Landing Christian both at 1-0. Giant Region. Still a lot of region games to be played in Region 5 Single A. We'll have one more quick commercial, and we'll be back with the second half of the men's game here from Mcintosh High School in just one moment.
We all know nothing goes with sports like hot wings, and nobody does hot wings in Fayette and Coweta County like HJ Wings and Things in Tyrone, Peachtree City, and now brand spanking new location down in Sonoa. Come by and see them for all those hot wings you love, the flavors you want, and all those things that are also wonderful. You name it, they've got it across the board, and they have great facilities and a staff who will take care of you second to none.
And we're about ready to start the second half. It is 29-19 in favor of Whitewater. Whitewater primarily going with Javon Jenkins and his 17 points. He's hit a couple of threes from way out. Nobody else for either side has above 6, and that belongs to Sean Nichols of Mcintosh. Zach Leichner for Whitewater has 5. Other people that have scored, Miles Lowe for Whitewater has 4, as does Cameron Lyons and Evan Gillanders. And 4 points for Burke Berry. So neither team's really scoring outside of Jenkins. And it's just a matter of, is he going to remain effective in the second half, or is he going to peter out?
That remains to be seen, because sometimes we see that, Stuart, where a player has a hot first half and then adjustments are made, or even sometimes in the period of halftime it cools them off. So it'll definitely be interesting to see.
So the two teams get ready to come out. And this was fun. At halftime, like most schools, they do shoot it from half court if you can make it. One guy came up, he didn't take a full shot, just kind of flicked it with his wrist, and it went in. And nobody else hit one. Nichols will inbound for Mcintosh, and he'll feed to Burke Berry, who feeds off right side to Cameron Lyons. They are joined by Lazitza and see who else we got out there. Donchek. Shot's knocked away, and Whitewater will get it.
But I still like that shot, Stuart. If that's open, you have to take it.
That looks to be the thing, is both teams have taken good shots. They're just not going in. And that happens. Sandra King passes it off to Bryson Perkins. Perkins goes to his right, feeds off to Leichner. Try a 17-footer and drill it. Leichner has 7. And it's a 12-point lead for the Wildcats. And up comes Lyons for the Chiefs. Feeds the left side to Berry. Berry across courts to Lazitza. Right to left. Feeds off to Berry. Or rather to, Donchek. Shot no good. Rebound to Whitewater. Perkins gets it. Flinging it up was Denke. But going the other way and laying it in is Moody Cameron Lyons. He's got 6. And it's a 10-point lead again with 6.5 to go in the period.
And I think we're going to have to see more out of that with him, just being aggressive and getting into the paint.
Jenkins has it on the outside. Almost tried to hit one to Denke down under. But it gets knocked away, and Whitewater will control the ball. Denke is going to inbound. Bounce pass to Leichner. Leishner gives it to Jenkins outside. And Dengi stuffs it home. Dengi has 5 and
that's the first dunk we've seen all night, Stuart.
I know. You'd like to see a couple. And he accommodated there with a nice stuff, and it's a 12-point lead for Whitewater. Lyons gets it to Barry, tries a deep three now. Fight for the loose ball. McIntosh wins that battle. Lyons gets it with Perkins on him, and we're going to get a foul. As we look at that stuff, a couple of guys coming out. King and Perkins are coming out for Whitewater. They're being replaced by Brubaker and Harvey. Try for a three by Lazitza is no good. Barry on the board. They're going to nail Brubaker with a foul there. And then we see that.
That was so close, in and out. It's like you said, the shots are there, but it's just not falling.
So they've nailed Brubaker with the foul as Don't check. Look at it. We were kind of waiting on that. There was a ding and a whatever. It went in, and we're going to get another sub as Barry hits the free throw. And we'll try a second, which is good. We've already seen more makes in this one than we did in that girls game. Oh, wait.
Certainly.
It's 10-point lead with 5.5 to go. Jenkins is going to feed off and have a pick. Lyons goes up court, lays it home. He's got 8. It's a 8-point game.
And you get the feeling from Mcintosh is all they need is just something to give them that little spark.
And right now they're starting to get it as Barry gets the loose ball, feeds it off to Lazitza, gives it to Lyons outside. Lyons with a little help will try and lay it home, no good. Nichols tried to rebound, but no, it's going to be along to Leisner, who will give it off to Javon Jenkins. Jenkins gives it off, feeds it to Miles Lowe.
Stuart, you gotta love what Javon Jenkins is doing. They've been able to slow him down just a little bit, but he's still getting his teammates involved, impacting the game even when he's not scoring himself.
And that's a key. He leads them in scoring, but he also is their leading assist guy as we get a full timeout. And it's still a nice little 10-point lead for Whitewater. And basically, if you can get Jenkins to do half of what he did in the first couple of periods, you're good with it. And Leishner, if he can start heating up, and Dengi, those are your they're the three main scorers for the Wildcats. So it'll be interesting what happens here with at least the final 4:46 in this period and the fourth period.
Stuart, back to Javon Jenkins. You have to love a player that isn't selfish and not out there about his statistics, because he could be looking at the amount of points he got and could be scoring, but he's still looking to get his teammates involved. You have to love that.
And he's played a good game pretty much on most of the facets of the game, not just the 17 points he had in that first half, but he's made good assists and a couple of steals as McIntosh inbound. Cameron Lyons hits the mid-court strike. Feeds it to the right side to Barry. Barry to Dolanchek to give it to Lyons, but there was an offensive foul on Dolanchek, his second foul, and the first of the half for McIntosh as Harvey gives it to Jenkins.
And going back to what I was saying earlier, Stuart, it just seems like McIntosh cannot get over the hump for some reason.
Well, we get a pass from Jenkins to Harvey, and there's going to be a foul, I believe. Oh, no, it just went out of bounds. 10-point lead for Whitewater. That's held up for a while now. Lowe gets it off to Jenkins outside, who Barry on him and trying to get closer to 20, and he does there with a nice little layup. He's got 19, and it's a 12-point game. As Nichols had thoughts of a shot, but he gets it underneath. Lazitza tries, no good. Rebound, Leichner gives it off to Jenkins.
Yeah, Stuart, I'm looking at Javon Jenkins, and I think he's the smallest player on the court.
I think you're right, as Harvey misses the shot there, because everybody else has got some height. Lions try to lay up, no go. Rebound, Harvey for Whitewater. He'll come up for it. I guess 3 guys. He went through about 3 or 4 of them. And they're going to call a foul on Lyons. That's going to be his second and team second of the half. Javon Jenkins inbounds. Gives it off to Harvey, and Harvey right side. Javon Jenkins tries a 3 from the corner, no good. Buck Berry gets the rebound for Mcintosh. He comes up court to the left side. Dribbles back out with Harvey on him. Right wing to Lyons, to Nichols outside. Nichols to Buckberry. Left wing. He looks for help. To Jellenders, to Lazitza, who has it deflected as it hits the board. Whitewater gets the rebound. And here he comes with a Lazitza on him. Jenkins feeds it off right side to Harvey. Harvey will come up and try the shot. No good. Nichols with the rebound and feeds to Lyons to Berry. Berry for 3, and he hits it. Burt Berry has 5 points in the period, and it's 37-28. 2.5 to go. Cross court to Harvey. Gets it off to Denge, feeds Leichner, jumper is good. So good answer nonetheless there. 11-point lead with 2:20 to go. Jellenders shot no good. Leichner, well, I thought he touched it. It went out of bounds. It'll be Mcintosh ball. You see a replay of the beautiful basket that
was
Berry.
Beautiful.
Got a good spot, good shot to take, and he hit nothing but the bottom of the net, as it said. A couple more subs come in. Nichols bounced past to Berry, but it's going to be picked off by Denge. Goes left side to Javon Jenkins. Cross court to Perkins, who feeds Jenkins again. Double teamed and gets it back outside. Perkins gets it off to Lowe. Feeds Jenkins, who's looking for help, and he tried a no-look to Denge, and it didn't work, and it went out of bounds. Give the ball to Whitewater with an 11-point lead, and 1:52 left in the period.
Those no-looks can either go really good or they can go really bad, Stuart.
It's the good when they work, and nothing
bad when they don't.
Exactly. And they're calling a timeout here with a $1:52 left and an 11-point lead for the Whitewater Wildcats. And Whitewater is looking to sweep this 2-game season series. They won earlier in the season in overtime, 60-58. Whitewater's been about 500 since that 8-1 start. They lost to Fayette County by 15 on Friday. Fayette County's gotten it going for them, so we're looking at an interesting run to see proceeding in the tournament as Whitewater is coming back out on the court. And we're looking at Matt Martin, the coach at Whitewater. He's in one of those stoic looks. Mcintosh is going to inbound from underneath the Whitewater basket. Gives it to Lyons. Lyons will dribble. He'll go left to right, almost got fouled. He should keep his balance. Gets it off to Buckberry. He goes outside. Go to his left. Almost a 5-second count, but he managed to get rid of the ball to Jellenders. Feeds it to Ernst. Gets it outside to Nichols. Will feed Lyons. Lyons will try to drive it in, but he'll go right side to Barry. We'll try another three and hit it.
It's his second three of the period.
And he's got 12 in the game. That's his third three of the night. He hit one in the first period.
And he's helping keep this close for Mcintosh.
Right now, Denke gets the ball and hits the rim, no good. Jonas gets it for Mcintosh. Gives it off to Lyons to Nichols left side. He'll try a three. It's no good, and Lowe gets the rebound.
You know what they say, Stuart? They say feed the hot hand.
And right now, Barry has been the hot hand for Mcintosh, but they didn't feed him that time. As Jenkins bounce passes to Perkins on the left side. Gets off to Dengue. Back, he gets it back. Oh! Miles Lowe was not looking for the pass. It hits him in the shins. And Mcintosh will come away with the ball. You've got to be looking. The ball will find you. Lions turnaround jumper is no good, but they're going to nail a foul on Whitewater.
That was a nice move, though, Stuart.
Yeah, it was.
So heading into the fourth quarter, what would you say is the strategy for both teams? Because it seems like, right now Mcintosh just can't get over the hump. They get close, but they just can't.
That's the key. They got to find a way to get over as Lyons misses the first free throw. Basically for Whitewater, if you get Jenkins to point-wise wing up just a hair and have the other guys produce a little bit, then second one's good for Lyons. He's got 9. But basically for Whitewater, it's just mainly continue doing what you're doing and get some contributions from some other people besides Jenkins. And for Mcintosh, Barry's playing well, but you would need some of the other guys like Lyons to step up.
And I would say Mcintosh has done a decent job at getting stops, but they have to convert offensively, like you said.
Well, guess what? The third period has ended. Jenkins tried another three. It didn't go in. But this time, in one of the rare quarters for Mcintosh, they win this one. It is 15-10 in favor of, or rather 39-32 in favor of Whitewater. And in a moment here, we'll have the fourth quarter. And basically, as I said, Whitewater, it's basically continued solid execution. They've had some moments where they've been down. And with a Mcintosh, I'm taking advantage of the opportunities. And unfortunately, they did a little bit, but not a lot. They knocked it down to where we are now, the 7-point deficit. Let's go ahead and start the fourth. But we'll wait and see, and they need people, just basically people to step up. Remember, at the half, Jenkins at 17, nobody else had above 6. And it's changed a little bit to where you've got Leichner now with 9 points in the game, and Lyons has 9 for Mcintosh. So it goes Leichner will inbound. 7 points. All separates these two teams as Jenkins gets it. Jenkins has 19, gets it off to Leichner on the right side. Feeds it over to Lowe. Lowe gets it off to Jenkins. It's Dengue underneath. He'll get it back outside. Leichner will get it. Hits the back of the rim, no good. Rebound is going to go to Nichols for Mcintosh. Burberry's going to try a deep one. And Nichols, he has hit that one. Barry has hit 4 tonight. And he's cut the margin to 4 with 7:24 left.
Keep the hot hand, Stuart. Keep giving it to him.
Feed the beast. Then he gets it off to Jenkins. As we said, Jenkins needs to step it back up offensively. Dengue needs to get his up a little bit too as he goes outside to Harvey. Almost picked off as Jenkins gets it. Off. It looks like it went off of Dolachek's foot. There we see that deep three again by Barry. That was a swish, nothing but the bottom of it, whatever term you want to use. That's what happened there. And Whitewater will inbound. Dengue gets it off to Jordan. Jonah Harvey, rather. Jenkins has it, looking for some help, wasn't able to get it. Goes outside, has it picked off by Barry.
He's doing a little bit of everything, Stewart.
If you got to, might as well contribute everywhere if you can. Lyons gets it, he'll put up a shot, but he'll be called for steps as the shot was no good, but he got called for the steps. Whitewater will get out over a turnover, and Hockey Wilson will return, replacing Leischner for Whitewater. And the official is tying his shoe. And Jenkins will bring it up court now for Whitewater. Dribbling, he's took a little bit of time to get up there. Gets it off to Wilson on the right side. Tried to pass Brubaker, no, but there's going to be a foul as Nichols had the ball. And what we got? We're going to have a discussion. And Brubaker will get nailed for that foul. And what have we got? Oh, they got him for something. It's going to be 2 shots for Nichols. I'm not sure what that was that they called a...
I was trying to figure that out too, Stewart.
He missed the first. Unless on the foul, Brubaker said something he shouldn't have.
I'm thinking that might have been what happened, but Mcintosh had an easy...
Okay, now... Okay, that's what it looks like. It looks like the technical as Brubaker is coming out. Looks like on that foul, looks like he may have said something that the officials weren't happy with. Nichols will inbound as this is still a 4-point game. Barry, who's been hot, oh man, Domacek was wide open down it low. Lyons has it, goes left to right. Hits Domacek. He'll try a shot, no good. And Wilson will get the rebound. The Whitewater offensively has had a cold spell, but they're benefiting from the fact that Mcintosh is really outside of the 3 by Barry, not taking advantage. And Harvey gets it to Dengi will put it in. And he will get 7 on the night. And it's 41-35 with 5:45 remaining. Lyons goes left to right. Feeds it up, no good. They're going to call a foul on Whitewater. At the beginning, Dengi's trying to plead his case. And we're looking at a replay. Dengi has that ball roll in with some contact. But Lyons is going to try a pair. He's got 9 on the night. 1 for 2 at the line. And we'll look for the first one to go up. And good. Knocked it down to a 5-point lead. It was 6 a moment ago. Lead's been as high as 12 tonight. Second one is also good. 11 points for Lyons. And it's a 4-point game with 5:30 left. Jenkins comes up court. He's going to try a one-on-one, gets a little help. Puts it up, no good. Rebound. Lazitza for Mcintosh. He'll bounce up court, hit the midcourt line. Goes to his left. Loses control, and it's going to go to Whitewater. He lost control and looked for a second like somebody from Whitewater touched it, but it was a no-go, and they're going to go to the Wildcats with that 4-point lead and 5 minutes remaining. Jenkins coming up.
This is what we call money time, Stewart. This is where Jenkins has got to show up for his team.
Wilson tries a 3-pointer, no, and rebound by Lyons for Mcintosh. He comes up court, goes to the right, goes left, they have it picked off by Jenkins. Jenkins got a couple of picks tonight. He's going to go up court. Put it up, no good, hit short. Dengi gets into a battle, and he falls down, and they're going to call steps on that one. give it off to Mcintosh.
Do you agree with that call, Stuart? You think that's traveling?
Let's see.
Let's see.
Yeah, once he lifted that left foot, when he lifted that left foot, that did it. Because he was in good shape up until then. One of the assistants for Whitewater is showing disagreement with that, but look, once he got that left foot up, that pretty much cinched it on the taking steps. We have 4:40 to go, and it's a 4-point game. 2 points only in the period. Jenkins leading all scores with 19, but he's had 12 in the first, 5 in the second, and only 2 in the third. Leischner is next at 9, and Dengi has 5, 6 for Miles Lowe as the two teams come back out. And we'll see what Mcintosh has as they're going to inbound it. It's going to be Nichols to inbound. Lyons in backcourt with him. And bringing it up court is going to be Lyons. Lyons goes to his right. Looks for help, gets it off to Nichols, who'll try a 3. Miss it. Rebound Dengi for Whitewater. Dribbles out of trouble, gives it off to his main man, Jenkins. Jenkins will go to that right side. Dribbles, looks for help, gives it off to Wilson, left side. Wilson off to King. What we got? Okay, we're going to have a foul. And that's going to be the 4th foul on Cooper Donchek. Off to, wait a minute. Oh, they just nailed Dengi with a foul. Offensive foul, his first. As we look for it, and no, that was a shot from earlier, I'm sorry. Well, Mcintosh has it, trailing before, 4 minutes remaining. Left side, Lyons has it, dribbles to his right.
Stuart, it seems like both teams are getting close, but they're not quite close enough.
And then it's for Mcintosh. Had the shot, it wouldn't roll in, and Whitewater gets the rebound.
But if you're Mcintosh, you're down by 4 points. You're going to have to find a way to get some kind of a bucket. Get something going.
Wilson will feed it off to Leischner. He'll get it home. He's got now 11 points.
I think this is a good timeout.
And Mcintosh, who took that timeout? It's going to be a full. It's a full timeout, and right now, 43-37 with 3:25 to go. Mcintosh, you need to get something going. If you're Whitewater, you need to get a spot where you can pretty much make it tough on the Chiefs. You've been up as much as 12, but right now it's been anywhere from 4 to 6 points.
And Mcintosh has had plenty of opportunities to be able to have even gotten closer than what they really are right now. It's like, again, they just haven't been able to convert.
Well, here we go with 3:25 left, and horn sounds, and we're going to wait for the troops to come back out, and it will be interesting what happens here.
3 minutes and 25 seconds remaining. What do you think is the key for both teams? I think obviously if you're Whitewater, you just kind of keep doing what you're doing, just keep getting those stops, but
and be able to execute, just basic execution. If you're Mcintosh, you're in this game. You're just not getting the shots to go in like you want. Right now, Donchek gets it and feeds it to Lyons. Lyons has got Wilson on him. To Zitza, to Victor Donchek. He'll try a 3, and he'll hit it. And we're a 1-point game. It's 3-point game, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm calling it too quickly, but 3 minutes to go, it's 43-40. Jenkins has it. And Dengi gets it under a bunch of traffic.
Too easy, though.
And for Dengi, he's got 9 points. Lazitza misses. Rebound Dengi off to Wilson. Wilson gives it to Jenkins, who will bring it up. 45-40 is your score. And Perkins has it to give it off to Wilson. Wilson will try about a 12-footer, no good. Nichols wins the battle with Fleischner for the rebound, gives it off to Lyons. But he'll lose possession of the ball, and Perkins takes it away, gives it off to Dengi. Now to Jenkins in the backcourt. He's now reached front court now, and will go to the right. And he's fouled by Lyons, who got caught there. As we look at the coaching staff for Whitewater, they're trying to formulate something, I'm sure. Wilson was going to inbound. Now Leischner will, as Wilson will come out. And we'll toss it in the backcourt and let Jenkins go pick it up, which he does, and he'll dribble up court. Dribble to his right. Gets it off to Perkins outside. Perkins feed to Jonah Harvey. Goes to his right. And he's going to drive with 3 guys on him. Feed off to Dengi. Outside to Jenkins. Jenkins holds off a second now. He'll try to do something. Hit Harvey. Harvey goes to his left, and we're going to get a foul on Lazitza, who basically grabbed him. And we're 97 seconds away. That's a big possession for Whitewater.
It is. It's one that can potentially ice the game.
And we'll get a sub in a moment for Whitewater.
If you're Mcintosh, you really want to try to get a stop here so you can have that good 2-for-1 opportunity.
Well, Harvey's looking for help.
And they're able to do that. Now can they convert?
Picked up by Barry, gets it off left side to Lyons. Lyons feeds it out to Dolachek, left side to Lazitza, no.
They needed that.
Rebound is Jenkins. And back there, she's in a situation where they are going to have to foul. Jenkins gets off to Dengi. They basically go, Dengi gets fouled with 56.9 seconds left. And a 5-point lead. Basically, it's don't do it. You have a good possession here, and then it's the 2 teams are going to take a timeout, and we're going to talk things over. 30-second call by Mcintosh. Talk things over. Basically, what has to happen at JL is on this possession, Whitewater needs to have it become positive.
I agree.
So here we go. We're in the last 56.9 seconds.
I keep going back to that last shot that Mcintosh took, though. That would have been huge for them. But I feel like they could have taken just a little more time to set the offense.
Because it's not like it's not urgent. There was not urgency at that point. There was still, you're in a good situation. And they still are in a good situation. It's just a matter of
can you get a stop? And this is the ideal time if you can get a steal on the inbound.
And here we go. Leischner will inbound for Whitewater. Feeds it into the backcourt to Jenkins. Jenkins with Barry on him. And a foul, and I think Jenkins was going to try and see if he gets some shots out of it, but that didn't work as Barry fouls him.
Yeah, I think if he had shot it just a little earlier, and you have to sell it a little bit too, Stuart.
In fact, he is going to be able to shoot it. Let's see, it's first one. We're going to wait on it. Puts it up, and good. He's now got 20.
I would say this free throw could potentially ice the game, Stuart.
They'll give him a 7-point lead if he hits it, and we're at 49.8.
I mean, stranger things have happened, but...
And he hits that one. He hits the second. He's got 21, and the lead is 7. with 48 seconds remaining.
And Stuart McIntosh has to go for the 3 here.
And for a while there, it was Barry who was real hot, but they're going to go underneath to Gillanders. Petey has it deflected. Leichner with the rebound gives it off to Jenkins, who will get fouled, and he'll go to the line for 1-and-1. And I think if he hits at least one of these,
it'll officially do it.
It should do it.
You got to give a lot of credit to Whitewater coming in here and having the performance that they did. They set the tone from the beginning.
And they lost their last couple of games, so they, as Jenkins hits the first, now it's 22. They lost their last 2 games. Had the game with Riverdale called off when the weather was real bad. And Saturday afternoon, so they had to call off the game with Riverdale. Jenkins will put the single one offline, and it's going to go to McIntosh, who trails by 8. And Lyons will try a 3, hits the front of the rim. Leichner has it. And we got a foul on McIntosh. That should do it. Now, we've said should a couple of times, but we're going to try one more time.
I think you're right. I think this should do it.
And Denge's going to get the opportunity to get to double figures. He has 9. Second or third league.
We have to give him credit as well, because when Jenkins cooled off, he really did step in with those extra few points.
First one is up, and it's the back of the rim, no good. But he had a couple of key rebounds, a couple of blocks. Just really did a lot for them as Zitzik gets in, has to pick up a Leichner. That'll do it.
They're just going to dribble it out.
Here, now he's across the line. And the Whitewater students that are on that one end, they're pretty much content to let him. Everybody in mid-place know it's over. And in about 3 seconds it will be. And that is going to be it. Your final score is going to be 48-40. Whitewater goes 13-6 overall, 4-2 in the region. McIntosh is 10-7, 3-4 in the region. And they're going to be playing at Stars Mill on Friday. And there's a special promotion over there, but I forgot what it is. But still a good night. Both teams played well. It was just a matter of Whitewater played a hair better.
Absolutely.
All right, well, we enjoyed being with you tonight. Final score once again, Whitewater 48, McIntosh 40. McIntosh girls won the first game by 4. Well, that's going to do it on a Tuesday night, rainy night in Georgia. For J.L. Rucker, my name is Stu Crosby. I've been listening to high school basketball in Stream City and watching it on Southland Sports. Have a good night, everybody.